What's up, everybody? We are live. If this is your first time in the mix, this is Jay Watts here at the barbecue, the Mic Drop Barbecue. Like I say, welcome to the barbecue. Sit down, have some food for your soul. This is what we do around here. A lot of us on this channel, we make money, but we also have some great debates over here. So tonight we'll be having a debate about Comey being fired after the Diddy trial. Now, there's a lot of channels out there that are talking about how Comey, because she got fired, that the judge now is going to negate the verdict, overturn the verdict, and then have a whole new trial because there's a new prosecutor now. That's not how it works. Like I said, a lot of people are listening to different channels, and you got to understand that is not how you cannot overturn a criminal verdict just because you feel like it. A judge can't do that. It's literally impossible. In order to overturn a verdict, you have to literally do that. Well, not really overturn it, but to declare a mistrial, you have to do that before the verdict is given. So if you wait until after the verdict, you can't declare a mistrial. If you don't believe me, I could just look it up for you. I was going to tell you, just go Google it. I'm going to do it right now for you because there's a lot of people. Let's go. Can a judge declare a mistrial after a verdict? So, and I'm going to read this to you. I'm going to open up this panel for you just so you can see it. Because a lot of people, like I said, they're saying some things online and I'm like, these people are nuts. Let me share my screen with you real quick. So I'm going to actually, so while you're out there debating and talking to people about this or whatever, let me open this up. There we go right there. So you can see it big as day on your screen. Hopefully you can see it. And it says, no. A judge cannot declare a mistrial after a verdict has been rendered. A mistrial is a procedural termination of a trial before a verdict is reached due to a fundamental error or inability of the jury to agree. Once the jury delivers its verdict, the trial is concluded and the judge's options shift to post-verdict motions like motions for a new trial. It shifts over, so you can do motions for a new trial, but you can't overturn a verdict once a verdict has been done. And here, the mistrial definition. A mistrial is declared when a trial is terminated before a verdict is reached due to a significant legal error, misconduct, or the jury's inability to agree on a verdict. So it has to be done before a jury is reached in order to declare the mistrial. Post-verdict, after a verdict, the focus shifts to the legal consequences of that verdict. This can involve motions for a new trial, sentencing if guilty verdict, or appeal. So everybody you see on the internet running around saying, oh, it's going to be a mistrial, they're going to do a mistrial, they don't understand how the legal system works. And I don't see why people listen to podcasters without going and do their own research. They listen to these people say stuff, and all of a sudden they start bouncing all over the internet. Oh, they can, because they got a new because Comey's daughter got fired, they can just get a new trial now. They can just declare mistrial. Don't believe that. There's even people in comments telling me that they're going to declare a mistrial. And because I know the law and I know how things work, because like I said, for many people that don't know me, I'm a bachelor's degree in accounting. I took the LSAT in 2010. I tell people that the LSAT is the legal exam to get into law school. I did very well on that. Got offers from 10 different law schools. I was living in Vegas at the time, but the law schools that wanted me were all up and down the East Coast. And I wasn't moving across the country to where I didn't know anybody, didn't have a job, didn't have a place to live. Everything I had was in Vegas because I was an accountant in Vegas at the time. I wasn't going to uproot myself to go across the country to go to a law school and not be able to afford it. So I never went to law school, but I always had a passion for law, always studied law, even though I never went to law school. Always looked at people's cases, looked at cases when they were being researched and stuff like that. And I'm looking at this Diddy case and I'm listening to what people are saying about it and how they have no idea about the legal ramifications, even of the things they're saying, period. And not that even upsets me that they don't know what they're saying. What cracks me up, it just makes me laugh that these people are so just hard up on the fact that they really believe the stuff they're saying when you have the internet at your fingertips. You can research everything you question, just type it in Google. Go to a legal website, look on there, ask questions all the time. But instead of doing that, they go to people on YouTube who don't even research law. all they do is just start a podcast one day and start talking about what's going on in these trials, and they're just making up shit as they go along. And it cracks me up, and I'm sitting there like, y'all really believe, like, we're adults, and people are so illiterate that they don't even go take the time to go research what they could research freely. It's right here at your fingertips. If you got a phone, it's at your fingertips, right on your phone. Go research it. But yet, like I said, go look on any of these podcasters and everybody who's talking about, and usually it's people who hate Diddy. Oh, this is going to be a mistrial. It's going to be a mistrial. Yeah, it is. I'm like, what are you? The verdict has already been done. What are you talking about? Oh, well, they can go back and they can overturn the verdict. They can do that. I'm like, says who? I'm like, they can't do that. I dropped a video this morning talking about it. The video I dropped this morning talks about how trafficking differs from transporting. Because a lot of people keep, even in the comments, they keep saying, oh, well, he already got found guilty on trafficking. I'm like, no, he didn't. Well, he just didn't force him, but it was trafficking. I said, it wasn't trafficking. It was transport. Transport and trafficking are two different things. Like I said, you talk to a lot of people on these podcasts and they have no idea what they're talking about. They're just making up shit as they go along. And they carry this rumor from podcast to podcast. I come along and I say, no. I like the video I dropped this morning, and I put it on the screen. I put trafficking and I put transporting, and I even put the variance between the two, because there is a legal difference between transportation and trafficking, two completely different things. But yet everybody's trying to make this seem worse than what it is by, oh, well, he was found guilty on trafficking, 2 counts of trafficking. No, he wasn't. Yeah, he was. It was 2 counts of trafficking. Like, no, that was transporting. That has nothing to do with trafficking. Trafficking is like when you illegally move somebody. That's illegal stuff, against their will, coercion, threatening. That's when you traffic people. These were willing participants. That's transport. So it's like, I spend a lot of time trying to help people and educate people as I'm talking about the legal things as I'm going through. Like I said, and my channel is not even about that. I'm just a guy who took the LSAT, was going to go to law school. I've been to court, I don't know how many times. I've won a lot of cases in proper person. They call it pro se. Pro se is proper person. That means you're doing your own thing. Because Hayes versus Kerner, Plattsy versus CIA says you have a right to represent yourself in court, and the court cannot construe you to be at the same criteria as an attorney would be, which means the court has to guide you through the process of you representing yourself. You can't misrepresent yourself because the judge won't allow it based on Hayes and Kerner and Plattsy versus CIA. Therefore, if you represent yourself in court, you're going to learn a lot more and do a lot better than getting you an attorney. So I've represented myself a lot in court, and I've won a lot of times. I even beat the Hartford Insurance Company one time for 25 grand. It was their attorneys against me, and they tried to give me $6,000 and I got 25 grand off of them. This was back like in 2005. And I was like, and everybody's like, how the hell you beat an insurance company? I was like, cuz Hayes versus Kerner, Plattsy versus the CIA. The judge has to actually tell us how to do this case because I don't have representation. I'm representing myself. And because I know that law, I know what the judge can and can't say. Long story about my legal shit. I'm telling you, I've been to court. I've done some crazy shit in court. I even won custody of my kid. And I was an unemployed father. And I won custody of my kid. People say, how the hell do you win custody of a kid and you don't even have a job? I'm like, Hayes versus Kerner, Plattsy versus CIA. Look those cases up. You have a right to represent yourself in court. Study law. There's nothing, even if you don't go to law school, research law, ask questions in law. Don't believe what somebody is telling you through gossip channels and shit like that. You have a right to go and just type it in and search. Can these people really have a mistrial? It'll say no. After a verdict, you can't have a mistrial. It's impossible. Now, my opinion on why Comey got fired, why Maurene Comey got fired, my opinion about it, because I kind of understand the situation between her and her dad, fabricating the Steele dossier. They fabricated a lot of stuff against Trump, trying to get Trump in trouble. They fabricated things. So that was the first time a Comey fabricated something to get Trump in trouble. The Steele dossier, which was paid for by Hillary Clinton. We all know it. If you don't know that, you got to catch up. You got to go research the Steele dossier. Once you see that they actually had a fake document created, they created this out of thin air to try to get President Trump impeached. It was a complete false document. Nobody ever went to jail about it. Well, they're after Comey right now for it. So that told everybody, somebody in the government, the head of the DOJ, the FBI, Comey at the time, had the power to create a document out of thin air and use it against another government official. That tells you right there what it does. Then the whole thing about the Hunter laptop, when they told the American public that laptop don't exist, that's a Russian hoax. That laptop don't exist. The government was telling people with the laptop in their hands, telling people this laptop don't exist. The laptop we hold in our hand, it don't exist. The laptop that we telling y'all that ain't no information on it, it don't exist. That's the government was telling people that right to their faces, gaslighting people. And now out of the blue, out of 4 years after the Democratic DOJ had this Epstein list in their possession, Comey's daughter, Maurene Comey, she was running that investigation against Epstein. 4 years she had all the information. They hid it from the government. They had to find it. Pam Bondi and everybody had to track that information down because the FBI claimed they didn't have it. Oh, we don't have anything. We don't know. They found it in different warehouses all over New York. They were hiding this information because they knew what was in it. And remember, go back, Comey fabricated the Steele dossier. So if they can fabricate a document, they can fabricate documents with an S. So they hid all the documents from everybody and began creating new documents. Because with no audit, with nobody knowing if a document exists or not, you can't audit something that you don't know exists, like they lied about the laptop. The laptop don't exist. You can't audit if it don't exist. Once they found the laptop, oh, actually it does exist, come to think of it. Of course it does, because you had it the whole time. And we knew that. Now let's audit it. That's when they went through and saw all the crimes that Hunter Biden was doing in Ukraine and China and everywhere else. Now they got all the wire transfers through the Biden family. Now they could do an audit. They had the actual document, the laptop. Once the FBI had all the Epstein files and they told everybody we don't have them, they hid them in different warehouses everywhere. It was like, a rat race. Everybody's trying to find here's a document. Pam Bondi and everybody's grabbing docs from everywhere. In the meantime, they were doing that. Whoops, hold up for a second. Something happened. I hate when that. We go. All right. Yeah, sometimes I hate that because I can see the internet spooling or whatever. Like, it can't keep up. The internet can't keep up. But as I was saying, so when Pam Bondi, they were looking for these documents and the Comeys had the documents. Remember, this is a Comey who also fabricated documents. Now they're hiding documents. They know what's in these documents because they've seen it. So they're thinking, if we know what's in these documents and we see what's in these documents, we can create new documents. We created the Steele dossier. So they began creating new documents, hiding the actual documents all over the place. Now, you don't know if the documents they're hiding are actual documents or the fabricated documents now. So people out there are looking at Trump and this administration, who's only been in office for what, a little more than 100-something days or whatever. And they're looking at them like, you guys have the FBI files. Well, when Trump took office, they had to track down the FBI files. Remember that. Remember when Pam Bondi and company and all of them had to go track down all of these files. They didn't know where the files were. So they asked Comey, where are the documents? Oh, we'll bring them to you. So they're not at the FBI? No, they're not at the FBI. Wait a minute. So important documents are not stored at the FBI that are still under investigation. These documents are not in the building of the people who are investigating them. No, we got them stored all over the place. Why would they do that? Why would you take out active investigation documents and store them all over the place unless you didn't want people in the building to see what was on those documents? So if you didn't want people to see what was on those documents, you take the documents out of the building somewhere else, create new documents, and bring different documents back. It's almost like money laundering with documents. You take out what you want, wash them, bring back documents. Hey, here's some documents here. So when Pam Bondi was like, okay, we need documents, they're looking through all of these documents and they're like, so where's the flight logs? Where's the client list? Where's all these things that got this lady locked up in prison for 20 years? Where's all the documents that got this lady 20 years? Where's the documents that got Epstein to kill himself? Where's these documents at? These are all the documents that we have. That's it. Nah, there's something missing. There's something missing. This cannot be it. So now they know Like I said, the Steele dossier. The Steele dossier was a fabricated document. They fabricated out of thin air. Now they're fabricating other documents out of thin air. Maxine Glasswell, whatever, Giselle, she didn't even have a chance to like go in front of a grand jury. Now she wants to testify in front of a grand jury. The Democrats are scared now because she don't need the list. She has it all in her head. Plus she had her own black book. Where is her black book? See, that's the thing. A lot of people aren't asking. For the last 4 years when Biden was in office, why was none of this stuff presented in front of everybody? If Trump was on that list, the actual list, you think they would have tried to kill him instead of just letting him just run for office? They could have let him run for office and said, hey, he's actually on the Epstein list. Here we go. They could have just did that. They could have said, hey, this is a list right here, and Trump's on the Epstein list, everybody. They could have just did that instead of trying to kill him and trying to take him off of ballots from every state so he can't run. So instead of him trying to take him off of ballots everywhere, all they would have did was said, hey, we got Trump on this list right here on Epstein Island, y'all. They never did that because he was never on that list, not the original list. Now, the fabricated list, remember, Steele dossier, it was an actual document they used in effort to try to get Trump impeached. They created a document out of thin air called the Steele dossier. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Hillary Clinton paid for it. Comey, he used it. It was a fake document. It was like me sitting here typing up something and saying that this was all true, and Hillary Clinton bought it from me, and they used it to try to impeach Trump. But they knew it was a fake document the whole time. That is how they're looking at these FBI documents now, because they're like, where have these documents been for 4 years? Spread out all over New York. Lord knows who had, and they were worried about Trump. Oh, Trump's got some documents at Mar-a-Lago. He's got documents at Mar-a-Lago. Oh, he's got documents at okay. You came down, you checked, you looked at everything. What documents did he have? Nobody knew. You know what documents they thought he had? They thought he had documents because you remember Epstein got locked up in 2019, right before Trump left office. So if Trump got locked up in 2019, because remember, the FBI already raided Epstein Island. They already took all the boxes. They got all the evidence. Trump was still in office when that happened. If Trump was on any list and anybody in the DOJ saw anything on that list that said, hey, Trump, you're on this list, guess what he would have did in 2019? He would have took those documents. But he didn't take documents. They went, they searched, they looked high and low for everything. What up, Christian? They looked for everything. Didn't find any documents at Mar-a-Lago that had anything to do with Epstein, because that's what they were looking for. They didn't look for nothing else. They could care about anything else. They didn't care about anything else. They wanted to find out, what documents does Trump have? What does he have over us before we make our next move? Let's go to Mar-a-Lago and raid it. They raided Mar-a-Lago. They've never done that in the history of this country. Raided a former president's personal residence. Raided his personal residence looking for documents. Something had to be that serious to make them raid a president's house. What was that serious? Information about the Epstein case was that serious. Because remember, Epstein was just incarcerated at that point in time. He was just incarcerated. Within a month, I think, a month and a few days, he ended up committing suicide. And so once he killed himself and everything, they wanted to know if Trump, before he left office, took any of those classified documents with him. Let's go raid Mar-a-Lago. Didn't find anything. So they said, okay, let's cover our bases. The next 4 years, the Democrats were at the DOJ. The Democrats were at the FBI. The Democrats were at the CIA. So the Democrats had all the Epstein files in their possession for 4 years straight. 4 years. Never released a single document. Never released a single document. Not one. Not one. Trump takes office. Ain't been in office but 150 some days or whatever. And you're telling us we don't have any documents that tell us who actually victimized these people, who victimized these girls on that island. There is no list of people that victimized them. How can you not have a list of people that victimized these girls? Because you got girls' names Girls can corroborate the story by saying who actually victimized them because they got interviewed. That will be in the files. The one girl that started telling the truth about everything, she ended up killing herself. Another one. So she's not here to testify against whatever's on paper. She can't say, you know what, these documents are not right because I never said that. Those names are not right because I'm a person who was on that island. I'll tell you these names aren't right. This person wasn't there. These people were there. So they're closing all of these they're clipping all the ends to make sure we can have any loose ends. Because if we create a new list, we fabricate a new list, we create some new bullshit, another Steele dossier type deal. If we do that, we got to make sure nobody's alive that can say what we got. Because all that shit will start coming out and unraveling. Now remember, Comey was the one with the Steele dossier. Comey, the dad. Now Comey's daughter is in this position, and guess what she's doing? She's cleaning up. Just like Hunter Biden and his dad, Joe. What do? They clean each other's messes up all the time. Protecting the son, protecting the father. Now the son's protecting the daughter protecting the father. That's what the Comeys are doing now. Same thing. When you're in that building, make sure you get all of these documents. You get this. You don't give them this. You don't show them this. She's doing the work where her dad couldn't finish. That's all she's doing. Trump now realizes that. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you're doing a RICO case, and RICO cases have a 95% conviction rate, and you completely just annihilated, bungled this Diddy case. Not that Diddy was even guilty of RICO or anything else, because we didn't even see enough, nobody saw enough evidence for them to claim he was RICO. But that's not the part. The part is oh hell, why does it keep doing that? Man, this is starting to irritate me. This is the second time it's done this. It's got to be StreamYard because everybody's been having problems with StreamYard for like a week now. I'm about to leave StreamYard. I'm paid for them for a year. I'm about to get my damn money back and go through Restream with somebody else because even right now, it's got my computer has 5 bars on it. So I got 5 bars of Wi-Fi connection on my laptop. But on the StreamYard screen, it's 1 little dot. Now it went up to 2. You get 3 bars total. It was on 1. It went to 2 now. Now I'm on 2. StreamYard is turning into trash. I swear, man, I'm going to get off this shit. I'm going to start doing just straight YouTube live streams. I'm not going to go through StreamYard because this shit's turning into trash right now. And it's going to make my damn live streams look like that. I'm going to have to chop them up from all the screw ups it's doing. But anyways, before this StreamYard shit, man, it's starting to piss me off. But yeah, Chicago has issues too. They garbage, yeah. And see, it's the thing. When I'm looking at how the Diddy case went, they used all of those resources against Diddy to try to secure RICO. They were raiding houses in 2 different states, raiding his houses. They were taking boxes, they were taking videotapes, they were taking evidence, they were taking personal belongings, they was arresting his kids. You telling me they did all of that just because Diddy paid for prostitutes? He paid for their Uber? He paid for their transportation? You telling me it took all of that and the only thing he was guilty of was paying for transporting the escort from a hotel to his house back to a hotel? You telling me it took all of those federal resources, all those tax dollars, all that planning, all of those, undercover operations, all those big ass armored trucks? You telling me it took all of that and all this man did was say, I'm gonna get you an Uber, come up to the house. I'm gonna get you an Uber when you get to the airport, come up to the house. Hey, I'm gonna get you a plane ticket. That's it. I'm done, man. This shit. Man, I swear this is starting to piss me off now. Yeah, that's the last time. If this thing drops one more time, I'm done. If it drops one more time, I'm done. I'm gonna go through YouTube and do it. I'm on StreamYard right now, and everybody all week has been saying StreamYard is having problems. Like, I don't know if their service can't handle live streams no more or something like that. I don't know what the deal is. I've never had this many problems on a live stream in my damn life. Shit dropped like 3 or 4 times already. Oh man, I swear. And that's the thing. It's got full bars on my laptop. I got a modem behind me. It's got 3 bars on my laptop. I mean, on my modem, and it's only got 3. So it's 3 out of 3, 3 out of 3 on the bottom here, 4 out of 4 here, but on the screen it's like 1 out of 3, then it goes 2 out of 3, then 1 out of 3, then 2 out of 3. It's Restream. Something's wrong with Restream, man. See, even right now, the screen is like glitching real bad. I can see the screen like moving up and down like it's glitching. And it has nothing to do with none of my other equipment. It's this damn ragged ass software, StreamYard, man. This might be my last live stream on StreamYard, because I'm not gonna be doing this shit every time. I'm not. This is crazy, man. Like, the hell. But anyways, as I was saying about the Diddy shit, you can't tell me that Maurene Comey authorized that much use of all of those federal resources. Like you said, all those good old tax dollars here, right up here, all that good old tax dollars up here. So if you got Maureen up here, you got her using all these tax dollars. She got all these tax dollars going just to chase down a guy who happens to pay for Ubers for escorts. What? Like, something ain't making sense to me. Like, you were using like actual tactical military level resources of America, where we should be chasing down, like, you know, the cartel with shit like that. And you chasing down a dude who buys baby oil, not cocaine, not weapons and shit. You chasing down a dude that's buying baby oil. That's what you doing with our resources right now. He bought some baby oil and he bought some Ciroc vodka. And you're going to use all of these federal resources, driving big ass trucks, tanks, guns, knocking in doors, smoke bombs and shit, gas masks and everything else, and be like, oh yeah, he's guilty of paying for an Uber for a couple of hookers. Are you serious? And this is why I say Diddy's getting off. This is why I say September the 16th, they took him into custody. September the 22nd, because they moved this shit from October back to September. If they wanted to keep him in longer, they would have left it in October, because it wouldn't have made no difference. They would have been like, oh shit, well, you know, leave it in October. We ain't worried about him. Leave that shit in October. We ain't worried about him. So instead of them leaving it in October, they moved it back to September. So they gave him, instead of 365, because if they would have put it at September the 16th, it would have been 364 days. It would have been 364 days. They moved it to September the 22nd. So they're like, guess what? That's 370 days. So 370 days means he just served time served on a felony conviction. You have to serve at least 365 days. September the 16th to the September the 16th is only 364 days. So they said, why are we putting this way out in October? We just got to make sure he served 365. Well, fucking make it September the 22nd. That's our next open date on the calendar. So they put him on a docket, September the 22nd. They moved it all the way back from October to September. If they wanted him to be in jail for longer, they would have just left it in October. Or if they didn't want him to serve 370 days, they would have gave him bail now. Now, if you give somebody bail and they bail out, you can't say time served, because they're not serving time. If you bail him out after his trial, when they said only guilty on these 2 counts, he could have bailed right then and there. I mean, he's in jail for getting Ubers for hookers. You're in jail for getting Ubers for hookers, but yet you're a danger to the public. Everybody I know on Friday and Saturday getting Ubers for hookers, because I'm an Uber driver. I know this because I drive a big black truck and I'm picking up hookers from the strip club, and I'm taking them straight to these hotels and these mansion parties, and I'm picking them up from the strip club. I'm taking them right to somebody's house. It's old men in the driveway waiting on a hooker. They do it every weekend. These dudes is like 50, 60 years old waiting on this little 25-year-old girl. I do this shit every weekend. And you telling me this is what y'all did all these resources for Diddy for? All this shit y'all did this shit for Diddy for. No, this is Mario, man. These people are crazy. They're crazy. You can't tell me it takes a RICO act and all of these military tanks and shit to pick up Uber drivers moving hookers from a hotel to somebody's house. It don't take that much. We do it all the time. So they said, we not gonna give Diddy bail. We gonna keep him in. We gonna call that shit time served. September the 22nd, move it back. We gonna call that shit time served. Because if they do that, guess what? Me as an Uber driver, because I know the hookers, I know the address of the Johns, I know all the tricks, I know everybody, because I'm the driver with the account. I could turn all their ass in. I could call Crime Stoppers, get $1,000 a head, be like, hey, guess what? I just turned some hookers in. I know exactly. I just dropped them off. I'm an Uber driver. I just dropped these hookers off, man. Send the cops over here. They send RICO cops over there busting in doors and shit. We got you. Diddy, motherfucker. Diddy, we got you. I could do that shit all day and make money all day. Just sit in my car driving around. Where you want to go? I pick their ass up straight from the strip club, take it right to the hotel, call the police. Hey, guess what? I just dropped these hookers off. Transport. Some Diddy shit going on. Transport. Jeff, you get another $1,000. Motherfucker, I'm making $1,000 an hour. I'm turning in hookers like crazy. That's the shit Diddy's in jail for. We do this shit every weekend. And ain't none of us in jail. So it's like, all the hookers, they should be in jail. All the Johns should be in jail. Why is Diddy the only one in jail? Because they fucked up. Diddy messed with some big people. I did a video about him messing with Diageo, which is a Democratic donor. They're a super donor, 60 million to the Democratic Party. Those are George Clooney's people. George Clooney is Jim Comey's people. So now you got Comey, you got Clooney, you got Diageo, you got all these guys. And Diddy said, I'ma sue y'all ass for discriminating. I'm suing y'all ass. They said, what? You trying to ruin us? We worldwide. You a little hood rat rapper. Diddy, compared to us, you a hood rat rapper. You got little money. We Diageo. We got 200 liquor brands worldwide. You a little hood rapper. Like, dude, come on, you ain't coming after us. But Diddy try to come after them. So they was like, you know what? Send his ass a message. You owe us a favor, Comey. You owe us a favor, Comey. You owe us a favor, George Clooney. You owe us a favor. Go get that little hood ass rapper named Diddy. Lil Money Diddy. Go get him. Because he trying to come after us tonight. He trying to damage our product, telling us we discriminated against the black community and we don't did. And, you know, Diageo was upset about that shit. I think they was upset about it. And you know what's funny? I did my video about, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago. I don't know, when the Diddy trial was happening. I looked at Valuetainment with PBD. That dude, PBD. I looked at him. And that dude, thank you, Jose. I appreciate it, brother. I looked at PBD. Now, the PBD podcast, they did an extensive deep dive into what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Diageo. I did it. I didn't even see it. If I would have saw that video before I did my video would have been a whole lot better. They video was like, whoa, man. It's bigger than Cassie. They were ordering what happened. What happened to the 15 serial number shaved off so many pieces are left out. Something with Hollywood is going on. Names don't want to be out. Oh, yeah. This is watch out, Jeffrey get Epstein. Nuh-uh. And see, and I'm telling you, man, y'all gotta find this video. I'm gonna find this video right here for y'all. I hate to have to go through here and do this shit. Hopefully my shit don't drop. I'm gonna look up. How do I Valuetainment? Valuetainment. There we go. Valuetainment podcast. This is my man, PBD. Wait a minute. Let me go in here. I'm gonna go in here real quick because I'm gonna show you guys what exactly I'm talking about. Oh, wait a minute. Where is it at? Let me look in videos. I'm still here. I'm finna find something for you guys because, like I said, I did my video first, and then I saw PBD's video. I was like, wait a minute. Hold the fuck up. This dude killed it. He killed it. Wait a minute. Oh. I'm gonna find this video for y'all. When y'all see it, y'all gonna be like, no way. He's probably gonna end up he's probably gonna copyright my ass anyways. Hold up. It's gotta be in here somewhere. Let me see. D-I-D-D-Y. All right, so I'm looking up Diddy right now in his files right now. So I'm looking up Diddy in his files, and oh man. Ooh, I think I did it. I think I did it. I think I did it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Y'all finna like this shit. Yes, I found it. Remember, I did my video first. I did my video about Diageo first. Just remember that. So when you watch this video, he did his way before I did mine. I did mine before I saw his. Had I saw his, I would have never had to do one. I would have just found his and said, hey man, check this shit out. I did the Diageo video thinking that, okay, let me tell you guys why this whole RICO shit really happened. I'm gonna show you PBD. Like I said, this whole live stream might get copyrighted, but I gotta show you what this man is saying. Dude, what up, Alex? What's good? I gotta show y'all exactly why this case even happened. Because I'm like, dude, remember, I didn't see it. I was like, man, this shit didn't have to do with no party. Something's wrong. So I started researching. I found about Diageo and the lawsuit. Then I was like, damn. So I dropped the video. I did the video. Looking at a few other people's shit. I was like, all right, cool. About a week passed. Like, I dropped that video last week. A day or two yesterday, I saw PBDs. I was like, holy shit, this dude's deep. Man, hold up. Let me. And I even said that. I said, was Diddy set up? This right here, this is PBD right here. I'm finished. It says, pissed off the wrong people. Who taught Diddy everything he knows? Let me click like on this one because I didn't click. And this got 2.2 million views a month ago. My video was like maybe a week or two ago. I just saw this video like yesterday or the day before. Had I saw this video, man. Listen to this.
Diddy's kids. Let me explain to you why. Think about what happened with Ghislaine Maxwell. Who was the lead prosecutor? The same person that when Epstein was being held accountable was the same lead prosecutor that is now with Diddy. This person's been the lead prosecutor for all three of them. What do you think is going to happen with Diddy? Is Diddy going to be O.J. Simpson 2.0? You know, is going to go free and nothing's going to happen to him? Slap on it. However, we couldn't find anything so far when we're looking at the case with Cassie Ventura. What do we know? We know the fact that he hit her. We've seen the videos. We know the fact that the freak-offs were taking place, that he was hiring people from Craigslist, that he was paying them $1,500 to $6,000, depending on how well of a job they were doing performing with her. She would have to do some really nasty things, drink, urine, all these weird things that
listen to this video.
In the documentation. He would put a mask on, so when the Craigslist person would show up, they didn't know who he was. She would put a wig on. His nickname was Frank Black, and her nickname was Jackie Star. All this stuff we know already. But then you see text messages. I can't wait for the next freak off. Your child. I can't my life without. Is this leading to this guy being innocent? All of this stuff we got going on here right now. Or maybe he pissed off the wrong person. Maybe he had this incredible protection from the top from some very, very powerful people that maybe he offended. Who knows? All of a sudden, like this happens. We're going to talk about that today.
So this is, I'm telling you, man, I found this video like within the past couple of days. I had already done mine. I had done my video. My video compared to this video is like a pair of buddies compared to some Jordans, like $1,500 Jordans. You got some buddies from Payless, some little $19.99 buddies versus a $1,500 Jordans. That's my video compared to this video. I'm the buddies. I'm the man. When I saw this video, I was like, this is what I was trying to do. I was trying to like connect the dots for why this RICO even happened. I'm like, why did this RICO even, it couldn't have happened because of parties. And he just told you that. PBD just said that this happened because of parties. Man, this video, let me play some more. I'm going to get copyrighted for this shit, but I don't even care. Y'all got to hear this. This is good. This is good.
Give value out of this video, subscribe to the channel. If you want all these notes, stick around to the very end. I'm going to show you how to get them. All right, so let's get right into it. Check this out. This guy Diddy.
Listen.
When you look at his net worth, he's a billionaire. All weird, all over the place. Today, net worth roughly $300 million, $400 million. His net worth, if you look at it, was a lot of spirits. 70% was spirits, $700 million. $50 million was private investments. Then you see $75 million cash, 100 million real estate and collectibles, 75 million catalog and intellectual property. Go to it right now. Only $150 million is spirits. He lost $550 million there. Cash is lower, and a bunch of other things are lower there. So what happened during that time when you think about his net worth? By the way, when you compare him to some other people net worth-wise with Jay-Z, Dre, Diddy, and Kanye, this is what it looks like. Blue is Dre, orange is Jay-Z, green is Diddy, and purple is Kanye. Look what happened here. So Jay-Z keeps climbing. In 2011, he was roughly 450. Today he's $2.5 billion. Dre goes from where he was at $150 million at the time. He's worth roughly $980 million today. Diddy goes from 450, same place, to $1 billion down to $300 million. And then Kanye goes from wherever he was. You look at the report today, you'll either see $300 million or $2.77 billion, depending on who's doing the audits. Forbes says 300.
See, now right here, he's just talking about like what each rapper is worth and how Diddy is like worth, you know, so much because he had Ciroc vodka. This is the part he's talking about. Now, you got to remember the Ciroc vodka part. Listen to all the numbers he's talking about, how much all these people are worth, being from, 300 million up to 900, like $1 billion. There's reasons why they're worth so much money. These are really big players, taking them to levels. Yes, Marty, this is a money game. Trust me, this whole RICO was about getting somebody's money back. Because if Diddy would have been accused of a RICO, he loses everything. Because a RICO now, Comey's daughter now, just like if Trump was accused of anything, can take everything. She could take all of Diddy's assets, all of Diddy's money, all of his royalties, everything, because somebody called in a favor. PBD's video got 2.2 million views on it for a reason. When I did my video didn't do that well. I probably got like 3,000 views, maybe 3,000. This dude got 2.2. His video was what I was trying to do. And people were like, oh, you so full of shit. It ain't got nothing to do with no Diageo. It ain't got nothing to do with the Democrats. His video got 2.2 million views a month ago. His video makes my video look like fucking child's play. Let me keep going, man. Let me keep going. When y'all hear this dude, he hit it.
$1 million. Okay, so let's go look at the Ciroc deal. What happened? So
Ciroc,
Diddy in 2007
right
did a partnership with Diageo to revive Ciroc vodka, taking a 50-50 profit sharing role rather than the standard endorsement. As brand manager and CMO, he elevated the brand from 40,000 to over 2 million cases a year, making it a premium product. Keep in mind, you don't know how you're doing. Everybody. Johnny Walker, Royale, Smirnoff, Kettle One, Don Julio, Casamigos, Captain Morgan, Bailey Irish Cream, Guinness. They own all these companies. So Ciroc, hey, this is big. We're bringing Diddy in. He's going to take it from 40,000 to 2 million. Profitable. This is great. Let's make some money together.
Let me stop there real quick. Now, when I did my Diageo video, and I was talking about how Diageo were big money players. They were worldwide international money players. And I was reading about what Diddy was saying about Diageo, trying to take Diageo down. Diddy is a little New York rapper, and he's challenging these are world elites when it comes to alcohol. Every single country on this planet deals with Diageo. Every single country. These people own 200 different brands of alcohol worldwide. Diddy was trying to take them down. These people gave $60 million to the Democratic Party. $60 million they gave to the Democratic Party. So Diddy was trying to take down Diageo. Diageo deals with George Clooney and all these guys. George Clooney is deep in the Democratic Party. He knows Comey and all of these people because he runs with them. George Clooney is the one who told Biden to step down. That's how deep George Clooney is into the Democratic Party. Diageo does business with George Clooney. They made George Clooney a billionaire. So when they called in a favor, because Diddy said, I'm taking your ass down, they called in a favor, all of a sudden Diddy's got RICO, people beating on his doors and shit. Now Diddy's got people breaking in his house with tanks and shit. Over baby oil? Over getting Ubers for hookers? You really think that? When I did my video, it got no love. PBD got 2.2 million on his video. So I know people are aware of what's going on. People are not stupid. For this man to get 2.2 million on that video, that's a lot of people that know the truth. I'm going to keep playing this shit for y'all. Hold up, man. Y'all gonna hear this.
2013, the Leon Tequila ownership, Diddy and Diageo jointly acquired the Leon Tequila, making it a deeper investment relationship. May of 2023, Diddy sues Diageo.
That's
Diddy
where he
filed a
fucked up.
lawsuit accusing Diageo of neglecting the De Leon brand, racial discrimination, claiming they marketed it as an urban product and failed to treat him as a true business partner. Then in January 2024, they settle out of court. Diageo and Diego settled the dispute out of court. While details still remain sealed, the settlement marked the end of their business relationship. So this is from 2007 to 2024. 17 years. Could they have protected him? I don't know. Their CEO currently today is Deborah Ann Crew. She was a former intelligence officer, military, one intelligence officer, intelligence officer. Who knows?
Now you see who Diddy was up against. You see who Diddy was up against. When I did my video, I said Diddy is up against some powerful people. This lady was an intelligence officer running an alcohol company. What is an intelligence officer doing running an alcohol company? International business. Diddy's been in business for 17 years. The moment he signs that deal in 2024, he goes to jail in 2024. He signs the deal and immediately gets a RICO thrown on his ass. Somebody wanted their money back from that settlement. Let me keep letting you play. Like I said it in my video, but this dude, his video is gold. Man, this is the best video.
Knows what happened. We don't know the relationship. We're not going to make any accusations. All we know is, could this have been a protection where they were at the parties and they knew things that were taking place and are like, wait, what do you want to do to us? No problem. Boom, drop the bomb. I don't know. All I'm saying is the timing is kind of strange. Maybe even they wanted to kind of be like, look, we know what's about to be dropped on this guy. We want to have nothing to do with you. We're out. Here's some money. You stay quiet. We'll pay you, but we want to get out of here. The only thing that the timing is kind of crazy is January 2024, they settle. 2 months later, remember what we're sitting there doing and minding our own business? And you hear, March of 2024, the feds are raiding Diddy's Miami home and his LA home.
2 months later.
What are they trying to get? And you saw them pulling out all these boxes. What's going on over here? Federal agents raided his Miami and LA home, seizing 90 terabytes of digital data. What are you taking? A bunch of letters he wrote? What do you think they're getting there, right? Multiple unregistered firearms, over 1,000 bottles of lubricant, allegedly linked to court sex events. His associate was arrested at a Miami airport, and Diddy's jet was tracked to Antigua, though he remained in the U.S. We all remember this. This is nothing new. May of 2024, guess what footage is released? Cassie Ventura's footage. How long have you been having it, CNN? Since 2016. You haven't released it till now? No. Who made the phone call to say release it now? Who? Who was kind of like, we're done with this guy. You're not back. You're threatened to say this. Release the footage.
CNN had that footage for 8 years. Like I said, when I'm talking about how the FBI is holding documents and hiding documents in warehouses and everything, CNN had that footage for 8 years. 8 years they had that. They knew that already happened. They waited till Diageo stopped protecting. Because remember, Diageo is a super donor of the Democratic Party who's in bed with George Clooney, who's in bed with intelligence officials who actually run the company. And now you got Diddy, a little street rapper, who's helping them generate money. Went from 40,000 cases to 2 million cases. That's a big jump. 40,000 cases to 2 million cases because you're using Diddy as a big jump. Diddy's like, I'm done with y'all ass because y'all discriminating against me. Y'all won't give me the same deals everybody else is getting. I'm getting shitty deals. These guys are getting billions and billions and billions. Y'all give me these little shitty deals. On my video, I showed George Clooney's brand had 36.4%. Another daily on some other brand, and he had Casamigos, 36%. Another brand had like over 34%. Diddy only had 3.3%. 3.3%. Diddy was like, y'all fucking with me, and I'm finna turn all this shit over to the public to let y'all know how y'all discriminate against us, calling us hood, calling us urban, calling us thugs, saying if Martha Stewart was on the brand. Diddy was finna fuck with them. And they said, you're fucking with the wrong people, Diddy. We're intelligence officers. We're intelligence officers that run an alcohol company. We're worldwide. We're big money players. Diddy, you don't do a RICO for sex parties. Trust me. You don't do a RICO for these people called in a favor on Diddy. Comey's daughter dropped the ball. She was supposed to get the job done. She did all these resources, did all this shit. She couldn't get the job done. So they was like, if you couldn't get the job done, What were you doing with Diddy? Were you fabricating evidence if you didn't have a RICO? RICO has a 95% conviction rate. Were you fabricating evidence to go against Diddy? Why did you go against Diddy? Because you don't just lose a RICO. Why did you go for getting Ubers for hookers? Why did you go after Diddy? Did somebody tell you, Comey, to go after Diddy? Somebody paid you to go after Diddy? Did you call in your dad's favor to go after Diddy? Who called you to told you go after this man and you don't even have a RICO secured? It's a 95% conviction rate. Why did you go after Diddy? I'm telling you, PBD's video went so deep into it, way deeper than I went to it, way deeper. Imagine having a piece of toast. I scraped the crust off. PBD is the rest of the bread left. This dude, his video goes so deep. Yep, she was protecting big names, big names. Trust me, protecting big names. Here we go.
Right? So they released the footage. He comes out, issues an apology. While his lawyers accused the government of leaking the tape, it was later admitted as evidence in his trial. Again,
the government leaked it.
January deal. March is raiding his house, Miami and LA. May, here's a video being dropped from CNN, even though they've been sitting on it for 8 years. September 2024, book is released, Kim's Lost Words, which, by the way, there's a lot of speculation with this thing here, so whatever I'm reading is not necessarily 100%. It is there, it is not there. The alias they use on who wrote the book is Shanti Millwood, which is an alias for Tupac, which is kind of weird. Why would you use that? This book appeared on Amazon, allegedly written by Kim Porter, accused Diddy of abuse, misconduct with minors. Porter's children denounced it as fake. Investigators revealed the real author was Chris Todd, who claimed he compiled the book from a mysterious flash drive. Amazon removed the book a month later in October.
All fake evidence.
So September last year was a rough year for him because that's when the lawsuit comes out and he's arrested and indicted on federal charges, racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, and transportation for prostitution. The indictment claimed he ran a criminal enterprise from 2008 to 2024. He pleaded not guilty and remained jailed at MDC Brooklyn, where his bail offers was up to $50 million, was rejected. Then all of a sudden, October, wave of lawsuits come out, okay? Attorney Tony Busby filed numerous lawsuits against Diddy with over 120 cases. Planned allegations span sexual abuse, drugging, coercion, often tied to industry events. Some suits implicate third parties, including Marriott International, for allegedly enabling the abuse. Like, you allowed for this to happen and you knew it was taking place. Then it comes to today, May of 2025, the trial.
So if y'all don't know who Tony Busby is he is a snake attorney. He is like an ambulance chaser. Everybody knows Tony Busby. Tony Busby, he has to entice people to push lawsuits, and he will create evidence and he likes to settle. Tony Busby is a settler. He doesn't go to trial. He wants to settle cases. He creates a buzz around your name, tries to get you to do shit, just like Shannon Sharp. And Shannon Sharp was like, hey, Busby, why don't you release the whole tape? Don't just release that little bitty clip, Busby. Release the whole tape, Busby. Don't, because Busby does that. He wants the little bit to get buzz around somebody. And then all of a sudden he wants you to settle out of court before, or if we go to court, we're going to just release everything. Diddy was like, take me to court. Release everything. I'm not sex trafficking nobody. I ain't got no RICO. Take me to court. I'm not selling. I'm not pleading guilty. Take me to court. He was found guilty of getting Ubers for hookers. That's all they had on him. After all this shit, Tony Busby was on his ass. Everybody was on his ass. Everybody's on him. They got him for getting Ubers for hookers. After all this shit, y'all, all of this, lawsuits from big corporations, big people, this is all they got him for. This is why Comey got fired. They had no evidence. They had no reason to go after this man at this degree. Not for having parties at his house. Hugh Hefner has sex parties at his house. Nobody ever raided Hugh Hefner's house. He was known for throwing sex parties at his house with cocaine. Hugh Hefner was a known coke dealer, man. This dude had all coke heads at his spot. Everybody would talk about the Hefner parties. Nobody ever raided Hugh Hefner's mansion, ever. But you did Diddy to this degree. Somebody was called in for a favor. Let me continue with this video, man. I'm telling you, PBD, he knocked this shit out the park. My little video, yeah, it probably deserves 3,000 views. This shit's crazy.
Trial begins. Okay, so what is he being prosecuted for? You got Charges for racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, and transportation for prostitution. That's what's taking place right now. What is he not being prosecuted for that he's been allegedly accused of doing over the years? For example, sexual abuse of minors ages 9 to 17 in the 90s, 2000 civil suits. You know what happened? Likely barred by statute of limitations or lacked sufficient criminal evidence. Gone.
Yep, Mr. Gambit,
Murder, blackmail, and surveillance claims, Kim Porter, drive leagues, highly speculative with no verified forensics or corroborating evidence. Gone. Arson, alleged car bombing of Kid Cudi's vehicles, alleged by Cassie but not supported by public documentation or prosecutable evidence. Gone. Civil allegations from 120 accusers, many told unverified and not investigated fully. Some may still be under review, but right now we only know about 4. So this is the one part that we got to be thinking about, because a lead prosecutor can determine whether your crime is going to be bigger or less, more scrutinized, and people are going to be looking at everything, or less. I mean, if you think about President Trump, right, New York, you have the case that came out with Stormy Daniels, hush money, hey, that could have been civil. Whatever the number was, $125,000. Didn't need to be criminal. He's a convicted felon, but the guy that was a lead prosecutor was a guy named Matthew Colangelo, and guess who's the one that appointed him? DA Alvin Bragg. And who is Alvin Bragg? You think Alvin Bragg loves Trump? No, they wanted to make him a convicted felon to just kind of destroy him. In this case, is the complete opposite. Who the lead prosecutor is for Diddy. It used to be Damian Williams, who was the lead prosecutor until he resigned in December of 2024. Damian Williams is a pretty connected guy. He's been a lead prosecutor on a lot of different things. You ready? Epstein, you got Diddy, you got Ghislaine Maxwell, and many others. He was appointed by President Biden. He used to work, had a relations with the Soros family. So he steps away in December of 2024 for Diddy. Why would he step away? And you know who replaces him as a lead prosecutor? Maurene Comey. You know who Maurene Comey is? She is James Comey, the former director of FBI that put the 8647 on his Instagram. She is his daughter. That is now the lead prosecutor going against Diddy. Do you think Diddy's going to end up being guilty? Who knows? We'll find out if she's going to go after him hard or not. Now, to be fair, Damian Williams and Maurene Comey both were the prosecutors, going against Sam Bankman-Fried, and decided to kind of not look at the donations that he made. I think it was the second biggest for Democrats, and he gave a bunch of.
And see, that's the thing. Another one, Sam Bankman-Fried. Sam Bankman-Fried donated a lot of money to Democrats, and Democrats refused to give the money back. That was a whole episode right there. They would not give the money back, knowing it was all ill-gotten gains in a huge Ponzi scheme using FTX. FTX never had anything. They were just funneling people's money. It was like a money laundering scheme and a Ponzi scheme. That was all it was. Democrats got a lot of the money, wouldn't give it back. Democrats still to this day haven't done anything with Sam Bankman-Fried. His case is kind of like in limbo right now because they don't know what to do, because he can talk. If he talks, everybody's screwed. Same thing with Epstein. Same thing with Diageo and Diddy. It's always involving Democrats. So when these cases are involving Democrats and they start turning on each other, things start looking real shady. People are like, why are things like not adding up? You don't have evidence, then you do have evidence, then you don't have enough evidence, then you can't find evidence. It's because they're all turning on each other. Each one of them has information about people within that whole unit, that whole power struggle, that whole wealth struggle. They all got information on each other. So it's like, what do you have on us and what are you willing not to tell? So I'm sitting there like, there's no way that Diddy's going to walk out of this unscathed. He's going to walk out and have enough ammunition now to say something about who brought charges against him and why charges were brought against him. He knows why. He's not stupid. He knows it, just like PBD is saying, why in January you settle? By March, your house is getting raided. September, you in jail now, potentially for the rest of your life. January, you settle with one of the main Democratic donors, $60 million donor. You settle with those people who you were going to destroy. All of a sudden, your house is getting raided. All of a sudden, you're in prison potentially for the rest of your life. Now, all of a sudden, you'll be getting out in September 2025 because they didn't have nothing on you. And it's all Democrats involved. Think about it. All these people are all Democrats. There's not a single Republican involved in none of this. These people are all turning on each other because they're all in bed doing shady shit. And now it's all coming out. Let you keep listening to PBD. What up, Seashells?
The Republicans as well. He was trying to buy everybody out during that time. And this comes down to one other thing with Maurene Comey, to just kind of give her a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. She was a lead prosecutor going against Robert Hayden. Robert Hayden was a gynecologist who was accused of taking advantage of clients that were coming in. And one of them was Andrew Yang's wife, if I'm not mistaken. He was doing a lot of weird things. He went away 20 years in jail. So I don't want to put it in here and say Maurene Comey's not going to go after certain people. She has. But in this case, Ghislaine, Epstein, Diddy, kind of weird. They're kind of weird. Bribery, reputation of what they did. A little weird that the same person is a lead prosecutor on those three different people. So this was kind of weird with Diddy, with certain patterns on certain people in his life. I had Suge Knight on. Well, around the same time while this is going on, 6, 7, 8 months ago. And he says, look, no man wakes up one day and learns how to do this kind of stuff. What do you mean no man wakes up one day? Somebody had to teach you on how to bribe and do this and hold people hostage and da-da-da-da-da. Kind of weird. And then Clive Davis's name comes up. And in Clive Davis, apparently, when you look at this in the early 70s, federal authorities started investigating whether major records, including Columbia Records, division of CBS, were directly or indirectly involved in a drug-fueled payola scheme. These were illegal arrangements where drugs or money were allegedly used to bribe radio DJs and stations to give preferential airplay to certain artists. You know who was the leading guy for Columbia at the time? A guy named Clive Davis in 1973, a rising executive and then president of Columbia Records, fired by CBS in 1973. The official reason cited the misuse of company funds. He was accused of charging personal expense, including lavish bar mitzvah costs for his son, to the company.
So remember Clive Davis. Clive Davis, remember that name. He ran major record labels. Everybody growing up heard of Clive Davis. They heard of him. They heard of Berry Gordy, all of these guys. Clive Davis was one of the very, very shady ones. Just remember that. He was one of the shady ones that was always in jail all the time for shady shit. Let me continue playing this. Just remember that.
Obviously, that's not good, but if you look at the charts, you hear them using heroin and other drugs to bribe DJs. Even his former EA testified and gave statements that Clive Davis authorized payola practices, further damaging his reputation. So what does Clive Davis do? Starts his own company called Arista Records in 1974. Now, while he's going through, the CBS sues him to recover some of the funds. Davis was not indicted or charged with any crime, including the broader allegation on payola or drug-related misconduct. So the relationship between Clive Davis and Diddy is interesting, because when Diddy's 23 years old, he's making a name for himself. Clive gave him $15 million to start Bad Boy Records. And then later on, they did him in a big deal. Clive gave him $50 advance on future. This is 5 years later in 1998. $6 million upfront payment, $700,000 annual salary, and a state-of-the-art recording studio. We're talking a $2 million recording studio. This is when he went after Faith Evans. He got Biggie early 90s. His relationship with Clive. They say something that taught him the bad habits. And later on, Clive comes out and says the following. Yes, record mogul Clive Davis has identified as being bisexual. He publicly revealed in his memoir, this is not allegedly, he said it, the soundtrack of my life. At the age of 80, he also discussed in an interview with Katie Couric, expressing the hope that his coming out would contribute to greater understanding of bisexuality. It's Clive Davis.
So now you see why Diddy is the way he is. Told you, think of Clive. Clive with all his shady shit, his drugs, his parties, bisexual, all of this crazy stuff. And he took Diddy under his arm. So Suge Knight even said, you don't just wake up one day and be like this. You're taught to be like this. You were mentored to be like this. Clive taught this man how to be involved in the industry and the way he was. So when everybody's looking at Diddy, you're looking at Black Clive. That's it. Yep, Clyde had Whitney Houston, and she was addicted to cocaine. Same thing. So when you can get all your people on your label, you get them addicted to partying and drugs and all of that. And you're essentially, and that's why I think they wanted to try to put a RICO on them, because they probably tried something like that on Clive before, thinking it was about drugs and payola and all this stuff, but they couldn't get it on Diddy, because Diddy, he did it different. He had, Cassie, he had other people making phone calls for him. He had a lot of people in his circle that was doing his work for him. But he was doing the same shit Clive was doing, just he was at a distance. So it wasn't coming through his phone. It was going through the phones of the people around him. Like he was paying for, 50 Cent's girl or 50 Cent's baby's mom. He's paying a house for her. So he had the same shit Clive going on. And Suge even said he was taught by Clive. Clive Davis taught Diddy how to be like that, including the bisexual part.
Davis. And on top of that, very weird, the principal of the high school that Diddy went to school to, this is like completely crazy. In 1987, Reverend Bernard Lynch and brother Timothy Brady were accused of sexually abusing students at Mount St. Michael Academy in Bronx, New York. While this was happening, the allegations involved the molestation of 3 boys. While the timing overlaps Diddy enrollment at school, there is no public record or indication that he was among the victims, and no one knows the 3 boys' names. So Timothy Brady goes and gets convicted, goes to jail. He's in prison. But when he comes out, he goes back and is reassigned by Marist Brothers to a Catholic high school in Chicago, where he worked from 1993 to 2005, 12 more years after you know what he's doing to boys. I mean, this makes a lot of sense, right? And then Reverend Bernard Lynch was indicted in 98, stood trial in 89 on the abuse of former student. He was acquitted of all charges. Lynch has maintained that his prosecution was a result of a witch hunt due to his AIDS ministry and advocacy for LGBTQ rights. In 2019, Lynch faced a new civil lawsuit allegedly sexual abuse of a 16-year-old student at Mount St. Michael Academy during 1978 and 79. The lawsuit was dropped in 2021. So who knows? Some are saying maybe one of those 3 boys could have been Diddy, and maybe he picked up some of those habits there. Chances of that, less than 5%. But these are all very weird things that are kind of coming together. This next one here, don't let your kids listen to this next part. I mean, at this point, if you let your kids listen to the whole thing, you shouldn't have done it in the first place. But this next part, maybe say earmuffs or pause, stop the video, step away, put the, So this guy goes to Macy's one day, Diddy, with his crew. While he's at Macy's, the plaintiff claims that Diddy, accompanied by 3 armed bodyguards, enters the stockroom. This is 08. This isn't too long ago. This is 17 years ago. He was 38 years old at the time. Goes in the stockroom, and the plaintiff alleges that he was struck, possible pistol whipped, and threatened with death by the bodyguards. Combs then allegedly forced him to perform oral on him, referring to as echo, and making derogatory comments during the assault. Do you know what ends up happening afterwards? You may never go to Macy's ever again. Okay, you ready? Aftermath, Macy's response. Following the incidents, Combs purportedly took Sean John merchandise from the stockroom and distributed it to shoppers on the sales floor. The plaintiff reported assault to Macy's security, but asserts that no action was taken. He further alleges that approximately 3 weeks later, Macy's CEO Terry Lundgren pressured Echo executive to terminate his employment to safeguard a multi-million-dollar deal Macy's had with Sean John. Subsequently, he was fired and lost his company-provided housing. Like, I don't know if this is a true.
Now, this is the thing with that story, especially with the giving out clothes and everything. I'd like to hear who in that store that day was like, Diddy just started giving us all these free clothes. There had to be something on camera. If you're in Macy's, it's got to be on camera. Just Diddy walking around giving out free clothes to everybody. So his story has to be corroborated with video. They always got cameras in Macy's, but nobody I know in all the stories I've ever heard has ever been in the Macy's and Diddy just giving out free clothes to everybody. Oh man, he just started giving out free clothes. Man, I got these new Sean Johns. I got this and that. Diddy was there just giving us free stuff. Nobody's ever heard that story. So it's like, it's almost like it's a very fantastic story. It's like a fantasy out there. Like, some bodyguards came, and the bodyguards, I think if that really happened, the bodyguards would be like, if you don't pay us for the rest of our life, dog, we could sue you for eternity. We sat here and pistol whipped this dude for you, and then he gave you head, and we sat here and watched, and you gave out all these clothes to all these people and shit. Like, it's the weirdest story I've ever heard. I'm like, this shit don't sound like somebody said, hey man, you going to lunch today? Yeah, let's roll a lunch real quick. All right, what we gonna do? I don't know, go pistol whip somebody, get some head, give some clothes and shit out. All right, I'll roll with you, man. That's the weirdest shit I ever heard. It's like, no, that just don't happen in the day. So it's like, and then it's not on video. Nobody's ever heard of this story before. Like, nobody ever corroborates it, but whatever. If he said it happened, I guess so. I don't know, man.
Story or not, but it's written about all over the place. You're not going to have a hard time finding this. If a person says, this person did this to me, person's out, you hear somebody. 2, 3. All of these stories in different, this person's got issues in his heart. And I'm talking about Diddy. The guy's got problems. Yeah. I mean, this doesn't happen accidentally. And Diddy's father was tied to the mob back in the days, working with Frank Lucas. You ever seen the movie American Gangster? Frank Lucas, the one that was selling the blue magic, I think what it was called. And they claimed an FBI informant, they leaking information. And who knows what was going on. But that's the lineage. So I don't know what's going to happen. Here's what I could tell you. If it goes with the pattern that we've with Jelaine, with Epstein, with Diddy. I'm gonna commit suicide. Either he's going to be hiding somewhere that we won't hear about for many, many years, or he's going to be O.J. Simpson, and he'll be released and said, I told you I was as innocent. I told you nothing happened. I was this. Or he's going to go to jail and spend the rest of his life in jail. Not likely, because he has access to a lot of information on a lot, but make a lot of money in Hollywood. You know, they're gone. I don't know. With one of those guys that makes a lot of money for a lot of people is Justin Bieber, to the point that their lawyer has to respond to it and say, hey, although Justin is not amongst Sean Combs' victims, because it's always been said, there's been some very strange videos that we've seen. Yep. These are individuals who were genuinely harmed by him. Shifting focus away from the reality detracts from the justice these victims rightfully deserve. While this is taking place, it's pretty wild. Bieber, 15 years old, you spent a couple days with him? It's kind of weird. Looks at the Lambo. What do you think about the Lambo? Hey, we do some things that nobody needs to know about.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a lot
weird
of weird
shit.
things.
Yeah,
so,
it's like, man, some weird shit.
I ran into him, Diddy, after I made a few videos, and we looked at each other like this for a couple minutes at a Miami Heat game. He was there with a girl, and it was an interesting exchange. Made a lot of accusations, you know, not accusations. I've had, you know, Greg Kading, a lot of people I've had on, because I'm convinced, that's my opinion. I believe he's tied to Tupac and a lot of other people. Hopefully there will be justice, okay? Hopefully there will be justice. Whatever that is, there will be justice, because a lot of people were hurt by this guy here. If you want the research, here are all the notes that we have. Go, all you have to do is download the app Manet, go to PVD Entrepreneur Circle. I'm putting a lot of these notes over there that anybody can have access to.
That's the end of that video right there. Okay, that's the end of that video. I'm gonna put this link right in here, Control V. So if you guys ever want to go check out that video, whatever, yeah, that, like I said, I found that video over the last couple of days. I did my video. I wish I would have found that video before I did mine, because all I saw was the Diageo. I didn't see Clive Davis. I didn't see so much he saw. I didn't know about, you know, his dad was in the FBI or whatever the hell. No, I had no idea it was that deep. I just kept thinking Diageo's got something to do with this, because in just a common sense standpoint, I was like, he was threatening to try to take down an international alcohol place, and Diddy's got a lot of pull. He was a big musician, big producer. A lot of people around the world know him. He had a lot of pull. So if he put something on record, if he made something on wax and told everybody this company is racist as hell, this is what they doing to me, I got facts and figures, and they only giving me 3%, you know, of the sales. Everybody else is getting 30% of the shelf space, you know, 36% of the shelf. I'm getting 3%. This is crazy shit. If he threatened to take down Diageo, and the Democrats was like, dude, that's our donor. What are you doing? They're the one who's keeping this damn party afloat. $60 million, man. They keeping us afloat. And you sitting there trying to take down our money? George, get him. Because George Clooney was in business with them too, with Casamigos. So they was like, dude, we got to do something with Diddy. Diddy's out of hand. He's crazy, man. He's drinking that baby oil or some shit. He's crazy. We got to do something with this dude. So I think this whole RICO case was about him just doing some powerful shit against people he should have had no business dealing with. These people, like I said, even the lady who runs Diageo, she was in intelligence. She was in military intelligence before. What are you doing with the military intelligence official running an alcohol corporation? Think about it. You've got a military level intelligence lady running an alcohol company, a worldwide. And this is the thing about alcohol, man. Alcohol is in every country, every club. Nobody says no to it. When you got to ship some vodka somewhere, everybody's like, bring the vodka on in. You got to ship some cognac, bring the cognac on in. I got some hen dog, bring the hen dog. Nobody ever stops the Budweiser truck. We don't want that shit up in here. They just bring it. It's the easiest way to get into anything as far as getting to know who's running the place, who's the powers, who's moving money. Alcohol. And if it's not alcohol, drugs. Why do you think we got ATF? Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. If you a gun dealer, like, you know, the NRA, National Rifle Association. If you alcohol, you tobacco, you firearms, any of those three things, if you're involved in, trust me, you got some serious power. And I think Diddy was dealing with some, what up, Mookie? He was dealing with some really seriously powerful people, and he threatened to take them down. He actually verbally threatened. His attorneys and everything was saying, they're going to expose you and how you're discriminating against communities all over the world. You think you this and that, you blah, blah, blah. And they were like, all right, I tell you what. We'll take Ciroc off your hands. Since you think Ciroc, we ain't marketing it right. We not doing De Leon right. Since you think we ain't doing it right, tell you what. We'll take it off your hands. We'll buy it off for you. It'll be ours now. We'll give you this much money. And he did it. So he stopped owning Ciroc in 2024. He was done owning Ciroc. He had nothing else to do with it. That was the agreement in the settlement right there. You can't have anything to do with this alcohol company. So he walked away from it. Money, tons of money. But remember, this is a head dealer of the Democratic Party, one of the lead people. So guess what they said? George Clooney, Comey, y'all need to go get your boy. He just tried to pull some shady shit with us. We had to buy his company off of him just so we ain't got to deal with his ass no more. How we going to get our money back? Let's RICO his ass. Wait a minute. We going to RICO? Let's RICO him. You remember, Diageo was run by an intelligence lady. She was in Central Intelligence or whatever somewhere in this world. She was in military intelligence. So if she's in military intelligence and they've got all of these people, now the Comeys using military style, tactics against a dude who just buying baby oil and shit. This is how far they've gone to go after Diddy. And in the end, they had no RICO evidence. This can't all be over fucking sex parties. Man, like I said, PBD's video got 2.2 million views, so I know people understand what's really going on. They looking at this trial like, man, this shit's crazy. So this really is probably about big money. When I started doing the research on Diddy probably right when the case started winding up. That's when I started getting back to because I left this shit alone because people was talking shit about him. I said, dude, wait till the facts come out because I think it's something bigger than this. You can't tell me just Cassie sues and all of a sudden all this shit just starts coming down a waterfall. I was like, something just don't sound right. It's just something don't sound right. Sit back, relax. And everybody, oh, you a Diddy supporter, you there? I'm like, no, I support facts and truth. And I think y'all just jumping on the bandwagon. Go after Diddy like everybody else. And now we starting to hear all the evidence roll out. We're hearing all the players he's been dealing with, all the big money he's been dealing with, all the people he pissed off with big money, government people, intelligence people. It's a lot of people he pissed off. People want their money back. A RICO is the only way they can get their money back. Because if the DOJ comes in, the DOJ says, we're going to take all the assets. DOJ takes all the assets. You guys know I do videos about Tony West when Tony West ran the DOJ of the Civil Division. See, we're in criminal division DOJ with the Diddy shit. This is criminal division DOJ. When I did my Tony West videos of the Civil Division, what was Tony West doing with the money? He was getting the money from the settlements. Type in Tony West on my page. He was doing this with the DOJ, getting the settlement money, giving them to NGOs, non-government organizations. People were emailing him in the DOJ. Hey, Tony, who do we want to give some of this money to? Hey, Tony, he was giving money to all of these little law firms. They would settle. And people in the government were upset at Tony West because Tony West, they could have won the case flat out, won it. Wouldn't pay any money whatsoever. The DOJ could have won the case. The DOJ would have won the case that was against the DOJ, the settlements and the civil settlements. They could have won it, paid nothing. Tony West said, we don't want to win the case. We want to settle the case. That's when everybody in the DOJ was like, he's up to some shit. Because this is what happened in the DOJ under Tony West. If you watch the video I did about Tony West, Congress had to approve every expense over $100,000. Every expense over $100,000, Congress had to approve from the DOJ. Obama came in and he took that constraint away. He gave the DOJ a blank check to themselves. So he gave them a blank check to themselves when Congress used to have to approve over $100,000. Any settlement over $100,000, Congress had to approve. Now, Congress didn't have to approve anything. You could settle for $1 gazillion. And guess what? Each attorney that Tony West called to get involved with, 30%, 30%. He was just giving out. People were emailing him. Who do we give the money to? Kind of like that throwing bricks off the Titanic shit. You remember that throwing bricks off the Titanic? That's what they were doing. That's what they were doing. So if you look at my Tony West videos, you'll see what the DOJ really is. It's a money laundering operation. They funnel money through the DOJ, through settlements, and they give them to all their little buddies who run law firms. They give them all to the little buddies who run these little NGOs and everything, because they can do that. They take money away from taxpayers by settling with themselves. They're taking money out of taxpayer with the right hand and they're putting it into their pocket with the left hand. And they said, oh, we settle it. And they were doing it with like Indians, like Native Americans, doing it with black people, doing it with farmers and shit like that. This is how they do. That was civil DOJ with Tony West. Like I said, type in Tony West on my page and look at those 2 videos on there. You'll be like, damn, I didn't know the DOJ was like that. That's really how they are. And now we got the criminal DOJ. The criminal DOJ, if they had a settlement, if they could get the money out of him, guess what they would do? The same thing Tony West and those guys were doing. They take the money and they give it to who they want to give it to. They give it back to Diageo. Hey, you guys settled with Diddy for how much? This. Here you go. Thank you for contributing $60 million to the Democratic Party. We promise you we get your money back. We got your money back through a RICO. We didn't know how we were going to get it back, but we said, hey, we're going to get your money back. Yeah, we told you, get your boy. We went and we got him. Here's your money back. But guess what happened? They fucked up the RICO. It didn't stick. Instead, he's paying for prostitute Ubers. That's all you got? That's all we got. He's paying for prostitutes Ubers, man. You telling me after all this shit we did, all this raiding all these houses, taking all these boxes, fucking everybody's covered in goddamn baby oil, walking out of the damn place, trying to collect evidence and shit. We got this sticky shit all on our hands or whatever. We don't fuck this. We got shit all over us. And you telling me we got him for getting Ubers for some prostitutes? Basically. Bro, this dude's gonna walk. He's gonna walk. We did all of this for what? For nothing. This shit was all for nothing. Got all these people riled up, all these people worked up, all these people. Tony Busby, one of the main ones, one of them attorneys out there, ambulance chaser. Oh, if anybody, because you see an ambulance chaser every day. If you are an Uber driver and you drive in your city, you see shit every day. Have you been hit by an Uber driver? Have you been hit by a Lyft driver? Contact me. I'm attorney Jeff Watts. Contact me. Have you been hit by a rideshare driver? Contact me. Those are ambulance chasers. Have you been to a Diddy party? You got proof of it? Has Diddy ever text you? Contact me. Because I could tell you what to say. Well, I don't really have proof that, I was really doing. Well, were you at the Diddy party? Yeah. Okay, that's all we need to know. Can anybody confirm you at the Diddy party? Yeah, I talked to a few people there. I took pictures with people. Great. Give me the pictures, this and that. All right, how long did you stay? I don't know, about 2-3 hours. Perfect. You didn't just walk in and walk out? No, I was there for a while. Perfect. That's all I need to know. So you were in there for 3 or 4 hours. All right, that's enough time to give somebody some head, get your ass smacked, get some baby oil on you, clean up and leave. That's more than enough time. All I need is a picture of you in that party. I can make up the rest. Don't worry about it. Okay, all right. That's what attorneys do. When you get into a wreck, what do? Does your back hurt? No, not really. Does it hurt now? Yeah, man, why the fuck you do me like that? Because your back hurt. Well, shit, yeah, now go to this chiropractor real quick. Like, man, this motherfucking attorney is crazy. But that's what they do. They make sure when you walk in that damn courtroom, you're going to get some money out of something, and they're going to create something to make sure you get paid because they get paid. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid. And if you say, hey, contingency basis, it goes from 30%, sometimes up to 40%. 37, 40, 43%, because you're doing a contingency. All right, we're going to give you something. Don't worry about it. All right, bet. All you got to do is just agree that you was there. All right, bet. This is Tony Busby. This is what he does. He did the same thing with the one girl who was lying and bullshitting. Oh, I was at the party with Jay-Z and Diddy. Come to find out, it wasn't a White House in that entire neighborhood. Yeah, it was a White House we went to. In that entire vicinity, they had the whole map of that whole area. There was not a single White House in that whole area she said she went to. Oh, it must have been a different city. Of course it was. Oh, it must have been a different month. It must have been a different concert. People be just making up shit. And Tony Busby be doing that to people. He'll tell you, all you got to do is tell me, have you been around them? Yep, that's all I need to know. You willing to testify to that? Yep. All right, sign this affidavit right here. That's your real name. It's my real name. That's your real date. That's your real date of birth. All right, cool. All right, we're going to work on a case for you. Don't worry. We'll contact you if we need you. That's what they did. And now at the end, you telling me all of that shit that they did, all these witnesses that was on the stand, all this evidence they had, the most they could convict Diddy of was paying for an Uber Black. for a prostitute. You got a Suburban for a couple of hookers. You did all this shit because you got a Suburban for a couple of hookers. This is why we here. Not a RICO, not racketeering, not sex trafficking. No, getting an Uber Black for 2 girls from the strip club. We do this shit every weekend. So if we do this every weekend and we say Diddy's wrong and Diddy should serve 10 years for it, you know how many people out here getting Ubers? I got a big black truck in my driveway right now that I take hookers around in all day. I got glitter and shit in my backseat still from last week. I found a big ass chunk of glitter. Looked like a diamond. Big ass chunk of glitter in my backseat. I had to vacuum that shit out of my car. Hookers. I'm driving them around all the time. So I got glitter and shit all on my backseat. I got diamond looking ass. I'm vacuuming shit out. I even found I should go out in the car and get the earring I found. I found this earring. Big ass white earring. It was a white earring with a hook in it. I got it in my console right now. I'm sitting in the front seat and I look back and I see an earring. So I'm fishing with my finger back there, pull out a big ass earring. We do this shit all the time. So if Diddy's guilty of it, that means half the people that's ordering these Ubers and shit and got us driving these hookers around, they should be in jail for 10 years too. If that's what it's about. I mean, if they gonna go that far into it, go through the Uber records, go through the Lyft records, go through all these company records, and you will find people paying for prostitution, transporting. They may not be paying for the prostitution. They might get it for free, but they definitely paying for the transportation because we getting the money for it. So if you take Diddy down for this shit, it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. And that's why I say September 22nd, when he walk in court, they're going to say time served. Because if they don't say time served, people like me, I can call Crime Stoppers all fucking day. I can make a living calling Crime Stoppers. Shit, I'll pull up to a strip club. Hey, you need a ride? Yeah, we going to this hotel. Yeah. All right, cool. Get your bag and shit. Get all your shit. All right, cool. What's your name? Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. I'll be writing that shit down. Motherfucking cinnamon, goddamn apple. All right, I got cinnamon and apple in the car. She's a blonde. She's a brunette. This is the hotel. I'll call the cops right after I drop their ass off. I just dropped off some hookers, man. Do I get $1,000 a piece or is it $1,000 per call? What am I getting? This is Crime Stoppers. It's some Diddy shit going on. I want some money. It's like, shit, if we gonna turn Diddy in for the shit, I'm getting paid. Fuck that every night. They gonna say, Jeff, man, how the hell you riding around in a Lambo now? I just turn hookers in all day. That's it. I drive my big ass black truck around. I turn motherfuckers in. It's like, where you going? To the hotel? I got you. It's like, but see, that's why I say it. That's really not gonna happen. It's really not gonna happen. Diddy, he's not gonna serve. I think gonna say time served. Call it good. Because if they say he serves time, that means Cassie's got to do the same thing. She's got to go through the same trial because she admitted to paying for prostitution and transportation, just like it's all in her phone. So that means what Diddy went to jail for, it ain't got to be RICO, it ain't got to be trafficking, but she did the exact same thing Diddy did. So now she'll be in court. And now the prostitutes, they'll have to probably go to court for pimping and pandering. Because if you're out selling yourself, pimping and pandering is an actual crime. You can't just pander for sex out there. You can't, it's a crime. So if you admitting in court under oath, you're pandering for sex, you're admitting you're a crime. That's like me sitting in the court saying, yeah, I robbed a couple of banks, man. I was broke. Motherfucker. I had to rob a couple. So I robbed B of A one day. I robbed Citibank the other day. Shit, man. I came up, paid my rent and shit. Oh, cool. Man, I'm glad you paid that rent, Jeff, man. Hey, you have a good life, bro. All right, cool. You think they're going to let me walk off after I just admitted on the stand I just robbed some banks? You can't just sit there, admit you doing crime, and then they going to look at you like, oh, well, shit. Well, you out there pimping and pandering? You out there paying for prostitutes? Oh, shit, man. Do your thing. Do your thing, man. But we going to get Diddy. The rest of y'all can do it. He can't. We getting his ass. The rest of y'all can just do. It'll never happen like that. So I'm telling you, this is a slippery. His case, that's why the judge asked, I need to see 3 other cases and sentencing for what happened in this exact same predicament. I need to see where the Mann Act was violated, but it was all consenting adults. All consenting adults, but it was just transporting, wasn't trafficking, wasn't forced sex, no. I need to know who just had to pay for transportation, pay for Uber to get a prostitute to their house, and what the outcome of that case was. These attorneys ain't gonna find that case. They're not gonna find it. Because Uber don't turn those records in, Lyft don't turn those records in. Nobody out there who's paying for prostitutes is ever gonna get turned in. Because you think they're gonna call me up, hey Jeff, how many hotels and strip clubs you hit this weekend? How many private parties you hit this weekend? Lyft and Uber don't ask me. They take their cut, I get my cut, it's a done deal. That's how it works. What up, Dems? So that's why I think when Diddy walks in court on the 22nd, they're going to be like, listen, we kind of got in over our head. We were trying to do something. Apparently, the lady who was after you, we fired her ass because she's fired now. She don't have a job no more. She bungled the hell out of the Epstein case and this one. Because how you got Ghislaine Maxwell sitting in prison for 20 years and you saying we don't even have any evidence against this lady. We have nothing. Wait a minute. So for 4 years, you sat on files of nothing? What did you convict this woman on? We need to see what you convicted her on. Comey's like, we convicted her on nothing. You had to have something. What did you convict her on? What are the files, names, dates, everything? What did you convict her on? Give us that information. We like to see it. Because it has to be in judicial record. If she actually went to trial, all of that stuff is in judicial record. So if in judicial record, then you can audit it against what you gave to Pam Bondi. If that shit don't match, we got a problem. Because it should all match. And if you went through and started hiding documentation, not giving all the documentation, concealing documentation, that's called withholding evidence. And if you withhold evidence, you could be withholding something that can make this person innocent. Or rather not guilty. Maybe not innocent, but at least not guilty of what you're saying. Because just like with Diddy, he wasn't guilty on 3 out of the 5 charges. So he ain't innocent, but he damn sure wasn't guilty on all 5. So if you withhold evidence, you could turn somebody who's not guilty into a guilty person. So if you're withholding evidence against Ghislaine Maxwell, guess what? But that's why Comey got fired. She's not there no more. Because you can't be the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice means we don't lean either way. We do exactly what the law says to do. We don't lean left. We don't lean right. We have to do exactly what the evidence says to do. But they're not doing it. They're playing the game. They're playing hide and protect certain people. Okay, we're going to say that this person wasn't there, but we're going to say that these people were there. We're going to scrub these files, but we're going to only give you these files. We're going to have these files in the warehouse over there. They're hidden. Hide these files in the warehouse over there. Move these files to a warehouse over here. So now we got 3 warehouses. All the files are spread out, and we can wash the documents if we want to. Take some names off, redact some names, take some files out. And they got scared. They got scared. That's why I think they raided Mar-a-Lago. They got scared. They wanted, because just like Maxine Waters said, we don't know what Elon Musk got on us. She said that shit around the microphone. We don't know what Elon's got on us. So we know how they think. They know they're guilty of some shit. We don't know what Elon's got on us. We can't just give him access. We don't know what he's got on us. The fuck you scared of? It's like if somebody, I didn't say, well, I don't want Elon to get my social security number. I don't know what he's got on me. I never said that shit. I could care less. We don't know what he's got on us. If he start going through all these files and stuff and going through the computer, we don't know what he's got on us. Sounds like somebody scared to me. And that's why I think the Democrats even knew if we don't do something with these files, we got 4 years to figure out what to do with these Epstein files. 4 years. Do not hand them to nobody. Do not turn them over to nobody. They even had to, the DOJ had to request. The FBI had to go find the files. They didn't even know where they were. So they had to go search for them, track them down, figure out where they were. And all of a sudden, all these boxes of files started showing up. And they're like, okay, so who was the actual keeper of these files? Just buildings. So nobody oversaw the files. Like no individual oversaw them, like supervised the important documents. No. So if these files are not that important to have somebody overseeing them, you can just sit them in any random ass building, then why haven't they been released to the public? If they're just random ass files like this sheet of paper right here, this is a random ass file. It's a random file. It could be released to the public. It don't mean shit. Released to the public. But if you're telling me these files of the Epstein trial are so highly sensitive and high documents, they're at that point that they can't just be released to the public, but you're telling me nobody oversaw the security of these files. Nobody knew where they were. They were just randomly placed in different places. Then why can't they just be released to the public if nobody cared about them to that degree? Because they're lying. Somebody had the files. They knew where they were. They knew which were the originals, which were the washed. Steele dossier. If you don't know how to create files out of thin air, trust me, Google Steele dossier, DOSSIAR. Google that and you'll see how documents are created out of thin air. You be like, no, the government just can't get right out. No, maybe you can't create documents out of thin air. Government has everything possible. They could put auto pen on shit. They could put auto pen on documents to make it look like somebody signed that shit. The government's got some serious equipment. They don't got the shit we got. I got a little bitty Canon printer over here. It needs some Walmart ink. That shit can't do much. The government can do a lot. They got high level shit. If they want to get something done, they could get it done. What we got in our houses, we can't do it. That's why these cases right now is all over the place. People don't know where they are. What up, Charles Britt? Yeah, that's it. Oh, it's 1:30 Mark. Mark said, it's 1:30, man. What's good? What's good? And see, that's the thing. We don't hold our government to a certain standard until it comes to Trump. Because it's almost like me versus Michael Jordan. If I miss some shots, y'all just laugh and say, man, you suck, man, you suck. If Jordan misses shots, dude, you ain't supposed to miss them shots, man. You're Michael Jordan. What the fuck, man? You Michael Jordan. You ain't supposed to miss them shots. We don't care if Jeff missed them because he sucks. That's Trump versus the Democrats. They make Trump the Michael Jordan. He can't fuck up. Because if he misses a shot, oh, yeah. But the Democrats fuck up all the time. They miss shots all the time. But they're known fuck ups. They're just known. The Democratic leaders are known fuck ups. Nobody cares if they miss shots. Nobody does. Because for 4 years, they had them files. 4 years, they sat on them. Nobody ever asked for them. Nobody ever. And I said, I think Trump's using this shit as a chess piece. What up, D? I said, he's using this shit as a chess piece because he knows if he can get enough people to rally together to find out where the real files are, whether or not these are fabricated. Now, a lot of people right now are saying things that got fabricated. So if we're sitting there looking for these files and the actual documents, not the ones that are held in warehouses all over New York, and they're like, where the hell are all these files at? They weren't in one building, which was supposed to be the FBI where they should have been kept. They were instead all over the damn place with no individual watching them. So you got highly sensitive documents with actual names of world leaders in documents, the names and situations of world leaders tied to victims and documents, victims whose names you don't want out there, their ages and everything else in documents. And you're telling me nobody's watching them? They're just in some warehouse somewhere. Who's watching them? I think Frank's on duty tonight. I don't know. I saw him taking out the trash earlier. I think Frank's watching them. No, these are highly sensitive documents with people's names in them, victims' names, underage names. I mean, you can't tell me just throw this shit in the warehouse and call it good. I think they're on a shelf over there. I saw Frank mess with those boxes the other day. He was dusting them off and shit. No, these should have been under guard somewhere. Especially if you got world political leader names on there. You got world military leader names on there. You got high financial officials, because there's a lot of finance, because Epstein was a financial guy. He dealt with like billionaires, highly financial people in banking, Rothschilds, people like that. All of these names are probably inside of those documents. So if you got these type of names inside of those documents or whatever, you don't just got them sitting somewhere random that anybody could just open and go, oh shit, Rothschild was hanging with Epstein and they had a couple of 12-year-old girls on a ship this date. Damn, this is a crazy ass file, man. It's just sitting right here on the desk. No, you don't have shit like that laying around. These files will be under guard somewhere. So for them to be like, oh, they were just in random warehouses everywhere, I don't buy it. Oh, the Epstein files, we had them like stored in warehouses. They were all over the place. So nobody had these under guard. No, they weren't that important to put under guard. So why didn't you ever release them to the public if they weren't that important? If they're not that important to release them under guard and you had them for 4 years in your possession, and you knew people wanted to know what was in those files, why didn't you just release them? Oh, because they're too important to release. Then why weren't they under guard? You see what I'm saying? None of this shit makes sense, man. None of it makes sense to me. None of it makes sense. There's a little bit more to what's going on. Like I said, Steele dossier. Once you think of Steele dossier, once you think of the Russian collusion hoaxes where the laptop was deemed to be, oh, that laptop's not real. Even Biden said that shit. At one of the campaigns, he was campaigning and they had one of the speeches when him and Trump was going against the debate. That's what it was. They were at a debate. And at the debate, Biden said on record at the debate, there's no laptop. That's a Russian hoax. There's no such thing as a lap. That's a Russian hoax. Bro, you said that shit in front of the world at a debate that laptop wasn't real. That it was a Russian hoax that they were putting out saying that there was a laptop with information that Hunter. And the dude who turned the laptop in was like, the laptop was real because I had it. Hunter dropped it off with me. We cleaned it up and everything. We had to get it working. So we got it working and we found all the shit was on it. So I was like, oh shit, let's take this to the FBI. What did the FBI do? They were like, oh, sir, we got this laptop. We think you need to see it. Oh shit, this is a lot, man. We better say ain't no laptop. Better say that Russia made this shit up. Yeah, Russia made that up. There ain't no laptop. Ain't no laptop. To just flat out lie like that, you're covering for people. You're covering for very powerful people. Not just your son, but there's people that's linked to him. And his son's business partner was even saying who they were linked to. Now you're linking to people in China, Ukraine, Mexico, Russia. You got all these people linked into these documents. These same people were probably on Epstein Island, because I highly doubt that island sitting isolated away from where everybody's cameras were. If you go to New York, there's a lot of cameras there. If you go to any State Department, there's cameras there. You go to Epstein Island, he's got the cameras, but the cameras are only recording if he says record. The data is only there if he says it. Therefore, you can control that. If you control Epstein, and they said he was a CIA operative. So if you can control Epstein, you can control what's on those cameras. Those cameras are power. Those flight logs are power. Those client lists are power. So if you control that island, you control anybody who goes to that island now, because it's power. And you say, we have the list. We know who was on that island. We could take you off that island by erasing your name, or we can put your name on there. How much you willing to give me? Man, I give you $2 billion. All right, then you never made it to the island. Your name's off the list now. What about you? I ain't got no money, man. I'm going through some shit right now. Well, your name's still on the list till you come up with that money. When you come up with that money, your name's off the list. You're not on it no more. Oh, man, give me about 10 years. I can come up with that much. All right. So don't worry about Hunter. He's pardoned. Well, the only thing is Hunter's pardon was actually signed by Biden. One of the only ones that was signed by Biden. The rest are all auto pens. But even if Biden signed it, you got to think about the 25th Amendment. Was Biden in his right frame of mind to run the government at that point in time? If he was in his right frame of mind to run the government, then why wasn't he running the government? If he wasn't in his right frame of mind, then that nullifies everything that he did sign, because you can't have an incapacitated senior citizen sign documents. That's called the abuse, neglect and abuse of a senior citizen. And you can call adult services on people for doing that shit. Adult, like you got child protective services, you can have adult protective services call on people who are abusing seniors. Biden was abused by the people around him. They should have called adult protective services, because this dude had no idea what the hell was going on. They had him just doing shit, saying shit, walking around looking like Weekend at Bernie's. It was crazy. And you can't do that legally. You can Google it. You can go to jail for neglecting and doing senior citizens like that. You can go to prison for that. But yet all these people were doing it and it was completely fine. Yep, elderly exploitation. That's what it's, elderly exploitation. That's exactly what it is. It's like R. Kelly is convicted. Prior to that, Jack Johnson was convicted in 1913, was later pardoned. You're right, they aren't going to find any case law convictions. Yep. And it's going to be hard for them to find case law about what just happened to Diddy. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And that's what I think the judge knew that, because these judges aren't stupid. They've seen a lot of case law in their day. And if they ever see something, go, you know what? I've never seen this before. I've seen a lot of cases, a lot of prostitution cases. I mean, he's in New York. Guaranteed he's seen a lot of prostitution cases. I've seen a lot of weird stuff, this and that, but I've never seen this before. Can you guys find me a case? Just give me a few of them that I can actually go off a precedent, so I can, if they say, well, I can't. Well, I'm sorry. If I can't go off a precedent, then I got to try this case. I got to, sentence this case as if it's a first time sentence felony. He's going to get time served because he served more than 365 days. He served 370 days. He's going to get time served. We're going to give him 2 or 3 probation. If he gets in trouble within the next 2 or 3 years, then he gets the 10-year sentence. That's how we got to do it. And that's my opinion about it. That's what I think they're going to do. If they don't do it, if they say, we're going to give them a straight 10, cool, that's what they do. But my opinion, I'm thinking they're going to say first time offender. It's a lot of consenting adults. It's paying for Ubers like everybody else does. Everybody uses Ubers and escorts. That's what we do Friday, Saturday night. It's the Uber escort nights. I mean, these girls got to go out and make their fucking money. I get it. A lot of them are sugar babies, sugar daddies, girls up there escorts and shit. We getting $200 a weight. Hey, man, if you just wait, man, just wait for it, bro. Don't leave. Just wait for it, man. Please don't leave. You know, I'll hook you up. Don't want the, because motherfucker's horny as a motherfucker. He want this girl to come over there. Please don't leave, man. She taking a little too long. Motherfucker, she taking, bro. I'm about to cancel this shit and drive off. Please, bro, I'll take care of you, man. Just don't leave, man, motherfucker. I got to get my rocks off, dog. Please don't leave, man. Don't leave. So you cruise up. All right, man. I fucking waited an extra 20 minutes for a broke ass. Yeah, man, here a couple of $100, man. Thank you for not leaving, man. I appreciate that shit, dog. Yeah. Whatever, dog, whatever. We know how the shit is Friday, Saturday night. A bunch of Diddy shit going on. So if this judge got to do something like that, if he got to try Diddy's case saying, hey, this is a 10-year sentence, shit, Uber and Lyft going to have their hands full. They going to have their hands, especially if this first-time offense, transporting for prostitution, consenting adults, shit, Uber and Lyft going to have their hands full. Because we're going to be like Crime Stoppers. Like, hey, how much can I get paid if I help y'all bust a bunch of prostitutes? How much can I? Because I ain't getting paid shit with Uber Lyft. They ain't giving me nothing. I'm getting like $2, $3 a mile. I ain't making no rides and shit. We give you $500, $600 a hooker. Deal. I'm taking every piece of shit ride I can find. $3 for 20 miles. I'm taking that shit because I know I'm going to get $500 at the end of the day. It's like, bro, you picked up a girl $3 for 10 miles, but it was $3 from the strip club, man. I knew she was a hooker. I turned her ass in. $600. It's like, Uber don't pay shit. I'm turning hoes in. I'm going to make a shirt say that. I'm turning hoes in. Say, motherfucker, Uber since 2019 on the back, turning hoes in. Hell yeah. They go like, what the hell he doing, man? Shit, I'm turning hoes in. They too up front, man. What's good, invalid, what's good? Man. But I'm telling you, man, if Uber and Lyft, if anything happens to Diddy at this level, all they doing, they're making it, they didn't get the RICO, they need to just let it go. They didn't get the RICO, let it go. You didn't get what you came for. Because I'm guaranteeing you didn't use all this military equipment and all these ATF agents and all these FBI agents just because you wanted to bust up some parties. You didn't want to do that. This is tip up front, man. I know. And that's the thing. They didn't use all these resources just to bust up parties. I mean, we get college parties here in Tempe that got less than that shit. It's like maybe 5 cops show up to bust it up. So if you're going to bust up parties, send 5 police, send a couple of SUVs, flashlights and shit, bust the party. That's how you bust a party. You don't send ATF and tanks and shit and SWAT trucks and all to bust up parties. Taking boxes and shit and baby oil. You don't, no. Y'all dropped the ball. You didn't get what you came for. Let this man go. Just let him go. If he gonna deal with, like somebody said, he's got civil cases coming up. Let civil court deal with his ass because you didn't get nothing criminal. You got nothing criminal. All he got to do is pay attorney's fees. That's it. Hopefully he says, I'm gonna go after the state for doing some wrong incarceration shit. So therefore, I'm trying to get my money back. But he's got civil cases coming up. That's it. This is Mar-a-Lago theory, exactly. So he's got cases coming up. He's got cases coming up that he's got to fight civilly. So that's more attorney's fees he got to come with. Whether or not these people win or lose their case, he's still got to pay attorney's fees. He can countersue, but he dealing with a bunch of broke ass people. You inviting all these random ass people that you be meeting in nightclubs, to your parties, the house parties. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. I told you, there's a reason why rich people don't hang with broke people. Broke people will come to a rich person's house and trip over the carpet on purpose. I need $5,000, man. The carpet was like some threads that was hanging out, man. I need $5,000. See, broke people, they be thinking of shit like that. Man, I'm gonna leave this motherfucker. I ain't got no gas money to get home. I don't know if I'm gonna make it home. I'm gonna trip over this motherfucking carpet. I need $5,000. There's some threads coming up out your car. Rich people don't hang with broke people for a reason. Because they always looking for a way to get money out of them. Long time ago, I was running with this dude, Johnny. Johnny was cool as hell, owned a big ass construction company. He used to throw parties all the time. Johnny was like that. He used to throw some cool ass pool parties, have drinks out there, everybody kicking in the shit all the time, man, having fun and everything. What's up, Abby? We all having fun and everything. This dude I used to roll with, this DJ I used to roll with, old broke ass motherfucker. Used to always fake ball all the fucking time. Oh yeah, wears little hats and shit. Oh yeah, motherfucker. Oh yeah, I'm doing my thing. He was a fake ass little DJ in Vegas and shit. Act like he was doing something all the time, borrowing money off motherfuckers. Hey man, can you slide me 25? Can you slide? Hey, can you get my drinks tonight? And then I just get you tomorrow. He was one of them broke ass DJs. So he was rolling with us one night. Took him, introduced him to Johnny at the bar. He was like, oh, John, I could DJ your party one of these nights. I'm DJ one of your parties. All right, cool, man. I'll probably hire you to DJ one of the parties. So they exchange each other's numbers. Now, Johnny's my people. Johnny's got money. Johnny's my people. I got money. Johnny's got money. Johnny's got more money than all of us combined, but we all got enough money. This broke ass DJ decides to go behind my back and borrow money from Johnny. He didn't call me, hey, Jeff, man, I'm kind of, motherfucker, I know you. Johnny don't know you like that. You can ask me, can you? So he borrowed money off my people. Johnny called me a couple of months later. Man, I don't know who the fuck you running with, man. These fucking motherfuckers got my money. I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, he's your fucking people. I'm like, who are you talking about? Fucking that goddamn DJ motherfucker. I was like, wow. That was the day I stopped fucking with the dude. Because I called him and told him, man, I don't believe you borrowed money off of Johnny, man. You didn't pay that dude back. You did this. You fucking up like a good ass circle and shit. So me and Johnny, we never talked after that. Me and Johnny never talked after that. I stopped talking to that fucking DJ too. I said, you know what? Fuck all y'all. I said, because for one thing, if y'all ever gonna do some shit like that, run it through me first. Because neither one of you motherfuckers know each other. Johnny should have called me and said, hey man, is he cool for it? But then this motherfucker should have called and said, hey man, you mind if I call your boy? But see, they both did that shit. And somehow I got in the middle of it. So I said, fuck both of y'all. Johnny was still cool. I was like, you cool, but the DJ ain't cool. Fuck him completely. And then every time he was to try to see me online and shit like that, he would try to say some sound, oh, motherfucker, this and that. I'm like, dude, shut your broke ass up. See, I had a lot to lose. He was little. He was smaller than me. We was about the same height, but I'll snap that motherfucker in half. Now, I had a house, a car, a great corporate job. I had everything. All he had was a fucking laptop with MP3s in it. I wasn't giving my life up to beat up no fucking DJ. It's like, bro, you ain't even worth me whooping your ass. You really not. Just, I don't fuck with you no more. Period. I don't. He probably still out there living in somebody's truck with a fucking laptop. Let me play some music for you, dog. Fuck him. And that's why I don't deal with people like that, man. You cannot have people like that roll with you because at some point, they're going to push their welcome in your circle. And like I said, Johnny was a cool motherfucker. He owned one of the biggest construction companies out there in Vegas, man. Dude was cool as hell. And I was like, you know what? Johnny, we cool, but you should have ran that shit by me first, man. You should at least ask me, should I loan this motherfucker money? I'd have been like, hell no. It's like, I don't know that motherfucker that damn well. He just some old broke ass DJ be trying to hang with us all the fucking time. Like, fuck him. Like, nah, hell no. But yet, you thought it was cool when you loaned him money and then you got mad at me. So the fact that you did that shows me that you don't even trust me. Call me and be like, Jeff, hey, this dude y'all just introduced us to, he want to DJ my party shit at my house. Y'all know this motherfucker that call me first, dude. Don't just loan some random ass DJ some fucking money. Don't do that. So it was like, yeah, that's and shit like that happens, man. That's why I say don't be running with no broke people, man, because that shit like that'll happen every time. They'll come with them little sob stories, man. I'm gonna pay you back, dog. I'm gonna hook you up, dog. Nah, fuck that. Don't do it. It's bad. It's bad because it's not good energy. What up, Shane? What's good, brother? What's good? See, I think they got what they were looking for. We just we'll never see it. It was something they had on someone high up who didn't want to get out. Yeah, the FBI make that disappear. Oh, hey, you know what? It's probably some video. It's some video evidence of something out there. They snag something, scrub some videotape. Hey, go in that house, grab every piece of evidence you got in there. I want the Ring doorbell camera. Get all the toothbrushes out that shit. So in case we got some DNA on it, whatever you can get out of that house, take out of that house. And they probably scrubbed everything. And like, you know what? We have nothing on them. So what was this all about? Well, motherfucker had a lot of baby oil in the house. Okay, he had a lot of baby oil in the house. Motherfucker, what if he had a lot of dog food? And we get his ass for that too then? I don't know. So what the fuck baby oil got to do with it? I don't know. Baby oil, man, I only get like one at a time from the store. I don't get 1,000 of them. I don't get cases of the shit. If you getting cases of baby oil, I'm gonna arrest you for something. You doing something with that shit. 1,000 bottles of baby oil? I'm arresting you. Like, what kind of shit is that? What if I get 1,000 things of goddamn Crisco because I just like pancakes? I'm gonna arrest you, motherfucker. You don't buy no cases of Crisco. I just like pancakes. I might be using that shit all the time. It's like, you don't know. Like Mr. Trump doesn't drink or smoke, therefore they couldn't spike him. President Trump might be in the picture, but he didn't get compromised. No files at Mar-a-Lago. Yeah. And that's the thing. If there was anything, trust me when I tell y'all this, if there was anything they had on Trump, anything, I mean, if they had a speeding ticket on this man, a DUI, anything, they would have never tried to blow his head off. Blowing somebody's head off in broad daylight in front of a crowd of people is like the last resort. That's not the first thing you do. No, you start going through shit. What you got? What do we got? Oh, we got some DUI shit. Okay, let's use that. We got Stormy Daniels. Oh shit, let's Stormy Daniels. Yeah, Stormy Daniels. Oh, let's use some Stormy Daniels shit. Hell yeah, let's use some Stormy Daniels shit. Yeah, motherfucker hookers. Yeah. You don't be like, oh, we ain't got none. We got all these Epstein files. Let's use the Epstein files on him. He wasn't on the Epstein files, or they would have tried to use it. I mean, they tried to destroy this man's marriage with Stormy Daniels. Oh, Melania was pregnant and he was with Stormy Daniels and we got files and we got records and we got all of this. And that shit didn't work. They still end up winning the White House. So, well, what the fuck now? I don't know, just blow his motherfucking head off. We ain't got nothing else. If they had anything on this man. So for them to sit here in 2025 saying, oh, we got something on him. Bullshit. Just like the Steele dossier, just like the fake laptop. Oh, ain't no laptop, when it was really a real laptop. And Trump was telling everybody right to our faces, they got a laptop. And in that laptop is a lot of information with him colluding with Ukraine. And they got Chinese contracts in that laptop. And they got, payments to energy companies and shit like that in that laptop. And it was like, ain't no laptop. He's lying. That's Russian collusion. The Russians are telling him that because the Russians want to ruin the election. It's all bullshit. The Russians, they said they're like, what? We ain't saying shit. We don't even know about laptop. Russia's like, we don't know about laptop. That's news to us. There's a laptop? Damn, we didn't know that. So Russia's looking at us like, bro, y'all really got a laptop for real with all that shit? We're like, yeah, we got a laptop. Biden's like, ain't no laptop. They're lying. This is regular. None of this, everything just doesn't make sense. That if Trump was on that list, they wouldn't have already released it in the 4 years they had it. They had tried to shoot this man 3 different times. Once at his golf course. Then they tried to shoot him at a rally. Then it was somebody else tried to do something shady. And they was like, oh, no, he just happened to have a gun on him. He didn't really try to kill him. He just happened to have one on him. What? Wait, you went to a rally and just so happened to have a gun on you? Well, I'm a carrier. I'm a Republican. Republican just so happened to, yeah. Just like that Democratic dude who used to work for Tim Walz up in Minnesota just killed 2 Democratic people up there. He killed the senator and her husband or something like that. So just because you're a Republican don't mean you won't kill a Republican. Do Democrats kill Democrats? Well, go to Chicago. Go to St. Louis. Go downtown. Democrats kill Democrats every damn day. So don't try to say, well, I'm a Democrat. Well, I'm a Republican. I would never kill a Republican. Yeah, whatever. Is pretty much what you got in it. That's all. It's like, what can you get out of it? Maybe somebody got something on you, or they're going to give you something to do something that you can infiltrate. Because when I'm sitting there looking at all this shit that's going on, if he was on that list, they would have released that shit like with the quickness. They would have had that shit front page. Look, flight log. Trump was here, and this is when him and Epstein was on video together, walking through the front of the doors of Epstein's house, and here's a camera of Trump walking down the hallway with Epstein in Epstein's place, and here's Trump in a picture at a pool next to a girl at Epstein's. Man, they would have all that shit everywhere. His ass would have never won that election. They would have had that shit plastered everywhere. They would have had posters of that shit on like the highway, billboards. Look at Trump standing at Epstein's pool next to 2 little girls in 2017. Look at this. We got all the files. We ain't seen shit. Now we're like, we got to trust people who just fabricated the Steele dossier and lied about the laptop and lied about COVID and lied about the vaccine and lied about immigrants coming in and lied about money. They didn't have no money. Lied about USAID, lied about NGOs, lied about Medicare and Medicaid with 322 motherfuckers being arrested for a 14.6 billion fraud. We going to deal with all these people that lied about all this shit and we going to believe y'all now. Okay. It's like, yeah, believe us now? Okay, we believe you now. Hey, look, this is the real list. Okay. It's like, these people are nuts. Hey, they got the real list. The same people that lied to us about the vaccine and COVID and immigrants and USA, they got the real list. This is the real list. Okay. It's like, these people are slow as hell, man. I'm like, don't y'all know if they really had one for real, they would have already gave it up a long time ago. They would have gave that shit up the day they got it. Like, ooh, we got some heat. Ooh, Trump ain't never getting office. They ain't got to worry about taking him off of a ballot. They ain't got to worry about trying to take him to court 8 gazillion times about how he can't. And they got to arrest him in Georgia. They ain't got to have him do mug shots and all that shit. All they had to do was go, hey, guess what? Trump's on the list. There's his name right there. That's all they had to do. Hey, we got a video of Trump at down at Epstein Island. Look, that's his plane landing right there. And then right here by the front gate, that's him standing by the front gate next to Epstein. And that's him next to 2 girls. That's all they had to do. It would have been that easy. That easy. You telling me you waited all these years with all this rigmarole and all this fuckery and all this stuff to be like, hey, we actually got a list. Like, yeah, right. I don't play that shit. I'm not an idiot. Like I'm pretty like with it. I kind of have common sense. The people that don't have common sense, they're the ones who are falling for that shit. They're the probably, quadruple, quintuple fucking vaxxed. Oh yeah, I'm vaxxed a whole lot. I only get it a little bit. I only get sick a little bit. That's it. I don't get sick a whole lot. I get sick a little bit because I'm got, vaxxed 9 times. It's like, okay. It's like, I'm not vaxxed at all. And I had the shit once and I never got it again. And I was driving people around like crazy, making a ton of fucking money. I got it once, never again. Natural immunity. Ain't no such a thing as natural immunity. This is COVID. It's like, okay. I used to listen to these people say shit like that, and I would be dying laughing. There's no such a thing as natural immunity. This is COVID. COVID is brand new. You got to get vaxxed. You can't get natural immunity. I'm like, for real? You learn that shit in biology in school? He's like, because your body has a natural immune system. That once you contract the virus, it generates antibodies, T cells and shit like that. And then you have antigens. And if you ever have it again, your body has learned how to fight it and get rid of it. That's what antibodies do. But you need a vaccine. You can't just be naturally. I'm like, man, can't short bus motherfuckers, man. Short bus. I couldn't deal with people, man. Can't deal with people. Man, so people seem to forget when Trump went on live TV, he told the people he was giving Washington, D.C. back to the people, and later on told everyone, we have it all. Now everything is being exposed. Yep. And that's the thing. If anything, before Trump took office, if there was anything they could have used against this man to get in office, it would have been used. Look at how hard they rolled J6. When Trump stood on the podium on January the 6th and told everybody, okay, everybody, go home peacefully. We're going to fight this in court. We know the election was rigged. Just go home, figure it out. That whole speech he gave was scrubbed from all the major networks. Only a few people on Twitter at the time, it was Twitter. People on Twitter had it, and people on Instagram were trying to show it, but every time people would show it, it would block it out with the little eye with the cross through it because they didn't want to show that. They wanted to make it seem like Trump was telling people to go riot, but it was saying, hey, everybody go home, because he was right up under a tree or something. He was at a podium. He had gloves and shit on. He was like, hey, everybody, make sure, go home safe, this and that. Don't worry. We're going to fight for it. The election was stolen. It was rigged. Don't worry. We're going to fight. We still got work to do. We got a lot to go. This is not over yet. And they kept scrubbing it. Every time somebody would play it, it would just disappear. The video would disappear. That's how you brainwash the public. Look at Edward Bernays, Bernays. Edward Bernays was the godfather of propaganda. He said, use media. If you want to mass induce like mass psychosis, a whole population, you have to get control of the media first. If you don't have control of the media, you cannot run the narrative of the whole population. And that's what the Dems try to do. Misinformation, disinformation. We need to do. And as soon as free speech started back up and the truth started coming out, everybody's going to get pardons. Why? Because they got caught lying. It wasn't misinformation. They was lying. They said we were giving misinformation. We was telling the truth. But everybody who was claiming they were truth all got pardons. You can't pardon somebody if they were telling the truth. How could you pardon somebody for telling the truth? That don't even sound right. I'll pardon you because you were telling the truth. No, you pardon somebody when you think their ass is guilty of some shit. Like I said, common sense is not common. If you tell me this guy got a pardon, but you tell me in the same breath he doesn't lie and he always told the truth, then I'm going to ask, well, why does he have a pardon? Just to protect him. From what? If he told the truth, The truth is the truth. Then you say the truth and you say this important. There's no lie that can take away the truth, which is why the people who were telling the truth still stand to this day telling the truth, and all the lies are coming out, and they're saying, well. No, there is no well. The truth was always there, and people try to run the narrative to get people to stop thinking about the truth. They had something going behind the scenes. They had all this money going through USAID, all this money going through Big Pharma, all this money going out of our country to other countries, enriching other countries, transferring wealth out of America. And now we're sitting here like, okay, let us get this money back. As you can see, the mainstream media right now won't talk about what I think is like $27 billion surplus we're sitting on right now. It's 26 or $27 billion surplus. And it's all from tariffs. They said tariffs wasn't going to work. Tariffs are not going to work. We're going to have inflation. We're at 2% right now. We're going to have inflation. Inflation is going to skyrocket. Tariffs ain't going to work. We got a $26 billion surplus in the budget as of right now. $26 billion just for the month. That means we took in $26 billion more dollars than we spent out, because we did all the cuts and we started with all the tariffs. We took $26 billion in and we spent way less. It worked. And they don't want to admit that it worked. They want to say, oh, well, we went to the deficit. We went to the negative. Stock market's doing better than it's ever done. It's hitting record highs left and right with the tariffs going, with the cuts going. But the Dems don't talk about that, because to talk about that would mean they fucked up the country for 4 years, because they could have been doing this 4 years ago, but they didn't. They did exact opposite. We were going like this, down in the hole, down in the hole, down in the hole, spending money on every other country and everybody else other than Americans, just throwing money away, letting people take advantage of us through the tariff system. They were just letting it happen. And they could have stopped it and said, you know what? We're running America into the ground. Why don't we do something different? Why don't we start back the tariffs like they were before World War I? Let's start back with the tariffs. If we could start back with tariffs, which means make countries pay a fair share to get their products on our soil. Because if we want American products on their soil, guess what they do? They put a tariff on us. They say, hey, if you want to sell this in Japan, this is what the tariff is. It's a tax. And it makes our products less affordable in Japan or in China than the Chinese products. So people support Chinese. They support the Chinese workers, support the Chinese products, because the American products are too expensive. Now, the reverse of that is when they send Chinese products over here, they keep them cheap because there's no tariffs. So they keep them real cheap compared to the American counterpart. So he said, you want to buy something from America for $9 or you want to buy it from China for $3? We go, well, shit, I'll save $6 if I just buy this one right here. You might have to buy two because the shit might break, but you're still ain't at $9 yet. Once you apply tariffs, guess what? This is at $9 and it won't break. And this is now at $7 and you're going to have to buy two of them. So now you can spend $14 on two, or you can just spend $9. You're going to save $5 just by buying American, because the Chinese shit's going to break. Trust me, it's going to break. You're going to use that shit for about two. I got a car cover. Case in point, I got a car cover. It says it was American car cover. When I got it, I bought it. It was a month ago. 1 month ago, I got this car cover. It's on the Beamer. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a video to show you how this car cover look. I've only had it for 1 month. I'm not even going to tell you how it looks. I'm going to do a video tomorrow. I'm going to walk out with my camera and I'm going to walk around my car and I'm going to show you this car cover. This is made in China that I've had for 1 month. I paid about $40 for this piece of shit. And when you see it, that means I got to buy another one, basically. When you see it, all it does, it just goes on I don't even drive that car. I guarantee, let me show you on my phone right now. I'll show you that I don't even drive that car. I can't tell you when the last time I even drove that damn car. I can't even tell you. I have no idea. When the last time I drove that Beamer, I can't even tell you. Because I'm always in my truck all the time. Wait a minute. So, to prove it, this is how much fuel I have in my car. It says 100%. That's a full tank of gas. That's how long it's been since I drove that car. I don't even remember. I opened my app one day. I was like, I wonder if my car's got gas in it. I was like, 100%? When the fuck did I even take this thing to the gas station? That's how long it's been since I drove the car. I put a car cover on it. That car cover looks like it's been on that car for like 4 years. I only had the thing for like a month. I'm so mad right now. I'm like, I gotta go spend another $40 on another car cover. But this time, I'm gonna make sure that shit says made in America. I'm gonna try something. Because I'm gonna videotape tomorrow. I'm gonna walk around the car and show y'all exactly what it is. I'm gonna go on eBay, get the date from when I bought it. So you can see the date of when I bought it and the condition it's in right now. And I'm gonna tell you why tariffs work. That reason. Because that was probably cheaper than one that was made in America. Now I got to buy 2 of them. But if that only lasts a month, the made in America lasts a year, that means I got to buy 12 of them. Summers are brutal out here. Summers are brutal. So if this thing won't even last a month in summer, that's like 3, 4 I got to buy just to make it through summer. When I could buy 1 from America and be done. That's why tariffs work. It's like, man. Everyone will see the connections that they will find hard to believe, but then they say, wow, now it makes all sense. Watch, don't underestimate our president. He's been right so far. And I know, and I'm glad he said what he said. He said, if you don't support me right now, all you weaklings, I'm glad he talks like that. Because a lot of people don't support fathers. They dads are out there busting their ass to do what's right for the family. Busting ass to do what's right for the family. The dad might work overtime or might do this and do that, might make a mistake or a glitch, and the kids all of a sudden, I don't want you to be my dad no more. I don't want you to be my daddy no more. You're not my dad no more. Bro, if you don't sit your little weak ass down and eat this food, well, I want pizza, and you brought us some bologna sandwiches. Motherfucker, because I had to pay the light bill. I had to cover the light bill. I had to cover the rent. So we're going to eat bologna sandwich tonight, but we're going to have some pizza next week. And it's like, I don't want you to be my dad no more. I'm going to go to a different dad. It's like, yeah. They release the files if there's nothing to hide. And hey, you missed a whole section of me talking about that. You missed a whole section. And I agree. So I'm thinking if the Democrats got these files back in 2019, 2020, why didn't they release them? If Trump was on them, if he was on a video camera, if he was on a flight log, if he was on a Ring doorbell camera on Epstein Island, why didn't they release him? Why did they try to blow his head off 2 times instead of just releasing the fact that he was on Epstein? If they didn't want him to be president, just release it and say, hey, he was on Epstein Island. We got a video of him standing next to the pool on Epstein Island. We got a video of him walking through the hallway in Epstein's mansion. We got a video of his plane landing on Epstein Island. We got a flight log with him. Why would they try to blow his head off twice? I mean, that's the long way. The short way is just to release the file. The Democrats had him for 4 years. And the thing is, they did not only have him for 4 years, they had him spread out over New York. How do you secure files with victim names and ages and all these world leader names? You got world leader names in files and stuff like this. Financial leaders, financial giants, all these people, and you just got them spread out over New York in different warehouses, sitting next to files and shit that some accounting firm probably put in there from somebody's audit. You don't even have them. You don't even have these files secured, locked in the FBI because and even when they try to release it, they say they're redacting names. So if you've got to redact names just to release to the public, but you telling me you're not even storing them in a secure facility, you just got them in warehouses and shit around New York somewhere. What does that tell you? They could have released that shit a long time ago. They could have released it a long time ago. It says, I don't think Trump is there, but his friends are. Oh, a lot of people are in there. Trust me. I think a lot of Israelis are in there. Israel's protected for a reason. Israel's protected for a reason. You got to understand. And I'm going to say something. My channel probably get fucking blocked or something like that. But if we say Epstein was a financial giant who rose to the ranks of being billionaire and stuff like that, we say he was in control of a lot of money. Follow me on this one. Follow me on this one. He was in control of a lot of money. He helped a lot of corporations, a lot of countries, a lot of other financial giants, everybody in collusion with each other, moving money around. Follow me on this one. If Epstein was in New York doing that, but also we say Israel was involved. We say Jewish people were involved. Jewish people who have all the money. Jewish people who have all the control. Jewish people who control Hollywood, who control the NBA, who control the NFL, who control real estate. If we're saying that all of this happened and those people are implicated, on that island, you put Jewish names on lists on that island, you can disrupt the entire financial system of this world. Think about Rothschilds. Think about all the names you can think of that have any Jewish connotation to it. Jewish people are financial giants in the world. They are financial giants. And that's not just like, oh, I'm just drink. No, Jewish people have pretty much all the money in this world. And if Epstein was linked in with those people, and those people were linked in with him, and their planes were landing on his island left and right and we're talking about people bigger than Trump. People way bigger than Trump. We're talking about people bigger than like a senator, bigger than a congressman. We're talking about big people who run Hollywood, big people who run entire textile industries, big people who run entire alcohol industries, big people who run real estate conglomerates. We're talking about big people, big people. Yeah, Saudis got money and they aren't Jewish, but I'm talking about here on American soil. So if the Saudis are from soil, then yeah, they got money, but Saudis are in Saudi Arabia. Is not in Saudi Arabia. We're not in Saudi Arabia. Epstein out here. It's our jurisdiction. So if you want to talk about who's all implicated in the economy of the United States of America and all the people in the United States of America, I mean, it could get pretty deep. We don't know where this list can go. We don't know where it could go. I already said my opinion is that my life has been great. My life has been amazing for 52 years. Amazing. I'll be 52 next month. Amazing. I have no idea who's on that list. I love my dogs. I found this little dog. He's sleeping right here. I got some nice cars outside. I swim in my pool I already swam today. I might go swimming again. It's only 11 o'clock. I might go swimming again. I went grocery shopping today. Spent like $30. I bought some Klondike bars. My life is amazing. And I have no idea who's on that list. I could go another 52 years like this. That list don't make me or break me. But there's some people on that list who have some pretty powerful positions. And if Trump can parlay that list and parlay those names to make America a better place, a safer place, a more wealthier place, if he can somehow parlay that list to get justice for the victims on that list, if he can parlay that list to make sure he does right by the people who got victimized by these powerful people, that's all I really care about. Just make it right. Me knowing who was victimized, not my fucking business. I care less. I don't need to know no little girl name. I don't need to know no little boy name. I don't need to find out some little girl was 12. I don't need to know that shit. That's sick. It's sick. I don't need to know that shit. Get justice for them people. That's all y'all need you to do. Make sure you have enough leverage over them where they can't pull that shit again. That's what I need you to do with that list. I'm going to go give me some more Klondike bars. I'm going to take my dog to the dog park. I got a full tank of gas. I might use up some of that gas. That list ain't got shit to do with nothing I do. But it's got to do with the victims on that list. Shit need to be right for them. Do I need to know what's right? No, I don't need to know. For all I know, a kid down the street could have been on that list. I don't fucking know. She could be 40 years old right now. I don't know. I don't even need to know. That's not my business. I could care less, honestly. All I care about is you get justice for the victims on that list. That's what I care about. You telling me who's on it, don't give a fuck. Don't really care. My life's been amazing for 52 years. I've been living without knowing who's on that list. I'm going to keep living without. The people who can't live with what's on that list, that's your fucking problem. That shit don't live in my head. It rent-free in your head is not rent-free in mine. I could care less. But I know that list has power. I know that. That list has power. Use that power for good, not for bad. If you use that power for bad and you start letting people into this country who don't belong in this country, if you use that power for bad and you start using all that money for U.S. aid and giving money to other countries because you scared that you're going to get busted this on it, use that list for good. That's power. That list is power. If you can use it for good, if all these victims say, you know what, I feel justice. I feel you did what's need to be done to get me justice, President. I feel do I need to know they got justice? No, I don't know them people. But if they know they got justice, that's all they need to know. They got to sleep with that shit. If the people that did whatever to them, then make sure they don't do it again. So you know what? You are not allowed in our country ever again. Don't step foot in our country. You come in our country, your ass is getting arrested. You hear me? Don't ever come back to America, period. Okay, all right, that's cool. Do I need to know who that is? No, because I'll never see him any fucking ways. So what do I care? I'll never see him anyways. Whoever that powerful ass person is will never be in my neighborhood. I live in the hood. Somebody that powerful won't come to my neighborhood. We got cars and shit on blocks over here. That motherfucker's not coming over here. So what do I need to know him for? I need to make sure those victims got what they wanted out of the deal. If they say, I just want to make public shame of these people, then publicly shame them. I don't give a shit. Do whatever you got to feel like doing. But it's not going to help nobody to publicly shame somebody. If you say, these are the years of my life that I'll have to live with those memories forever, at least I can enjoy my life. If it's rich and powerful people, guess what, victims? You're rich and powerful too. Because that's what people really want. They want some type of monetization to equal their pain. That's it. How can your money equate my pain? If you're a victim, you'll never have to work again. You can, go and adopt dogs, go buy you a big ass plot of land, adopt dogs, adopt cats, do whatever you want to do with your life, enjoy it. You never have to work again. We're going to make sure you got victimized. You're going to enjoy the rest of your years on this fucking planet doing exactly what you want to do. If it's eat Klondike bars and adopt dogs, knock yourself out. We're going to make sure that happens. That's just for you. Cool. That's just for you. Me, Jeff, knowing names, I don't give a shit. It has nothing to do with me. I got juice, my dog, my phone, my cars. None of this shit has nothing to do with me. People want to make this list so big, so massive. That list is a powerful tool right now. In the right hands, America can always win. If that list is in the right hands, America will never lose again. There will never be a war on this soil. There will never be a war on this fucking planet if that list is in the right hands. Oh, you wanna throw bombs over there? You know what I can do? I could put this list out on fucking CCTV all over your country. You want me to do that? You better retract them damn bombs then. Okay, we won't shoot no bombs. Yeah, killing all these people and shit. You want to send military kids over to do what? And you know some of them military kids are going to die. So I tell you what we're going to do. We're not going to send no military kids nowhere, because if you do, I'm going to release this list. All right, we ain't going to send no military kids over there. We ain't going to. All right. Because y'all keep playing games and shit. I got this list. And that's how you get justice for everybody. No more death. No more wars. Eliminate a little bit of poverty. Equate wealth amongst, people. Use that. That's a powerful tool to use. Imagine having all the rings that one dude on Marvel had. I can't remember his name. The super dude with the big rings and shit. So if you had all the rings, would you use it for good or would you use it for evil? What would you use it for? Would you say, I want to make all the planets habitable? I'm going to use this ring. I'm going to make all the planets habitable. So we got way more space, way more resources. Nobody's greedy. Or do you say, I just want to have enough power to crush people? It all depends on your heart and your soul. That's what I think. It depends on your heart and your soul. And I'm a person that would say, I would make sure I would want to know every victim on that list. I would want to sit them down and say, I'm going to spend some time. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to have a conference. I'm going to make sure each one of these people are taken care of. If I got to do 100 at a time, 50 at a time, 25 at a time, whatever. I don't want anybody to know they're victims, because I'm going to tell you like this. If these people are known as victims, you put the victim names out there, in my opinion, if you put the victims' names out there and you give each victim a lot of money, you just sign their death certificate. Because now people know who they are and they know they're rich. You just fucked them all up now. Oh, I know it's this girl, man. She lived like 2 houses down from me, man. Oh, I heard she got 40 million out of that settlement. What? I'm killing that bitch tomorrow. I mean, I wouldn't want nobody to know. It's like, no, if they're victims and you're going to take care of them financially and everything else, nobody should know. If I won the lottery, don't fucking tell nobody I won the lottery. Jeff just won $2 billion in the lottery. You just fucking killed me now. You just killed me. I can't go nowhere. I can't do nothing now. You just killed me pretty much, because you told everybody how much money I won. I can't do shit now. I got to move to the moon some fucking where. If you're a victim on that list and you finna get a settlement, you finna get paid, you finna get this and that, nobody should know. Not your name, not how much money you got, nothing. Nobody should know nothing. Let them enjoy their life in peace. Because the moment you say how much money they got and how you settle, you killed them. Because you got cartel out there, you got MS-13, you got Bloods, you got Crips, you got Disciples, you got all these people out there. You got little hood thugs, you got YNs, you got everybody. And once you put a bullseye on somebody's back saying, hey, this girl named Samantha Johnson was actually a victim on Epstein Island. She lives in Syracuse, New York. She drives a Honda Accord now, but she's going out to buy a Lambo tomorrow, and she's got $4 million. Why would you do that? Because people deserve transparency. They deserve to know. It's like, okay. 3 weeks later, she's dead and her Lambo's found burned up. Thanks. Some people don't need to know everything. I'm one of those people. I don't need to know everything. Don't tell me shit. My life is good. I have a really good life. Hopefully the victims get justice. That's all I can say. Hopefully don't tell me who they are. I could care less. The people who victimize them, make sure they get their due service. I don't got to know who they are. Make sure they never serve in politics. Make sure they never get wealth out of whatever the hell. You can figure it out. I don't got to know. I wish Walmart was open 24/7. That's my biggest fucking concern. That list is not my concern. Walmart closing at midnight now irritates the shit out of me because I used to grocery shop at 1, 2 in the morning when nobody else was there. So why don't we work on getting Walmart open? Do something that like affects my life. Do something that affects me. Have Walmart open again till 4 or 5 a.m. maybe. I don't know. Figure it out. Give them some subsidies and just say, hey, you guys need to stay open a little later because people like Jeff, he's a night guy. He sleeps all damn day and he wakes up and now he can't even grocery shop no more because you motherfuckers closed too early. So he's got to wait till the next day just to go get, like today, I had to go get sausage, had to go buy another candle. I'm like, man, I had to buy milk because I can't grocery shop at Walmart like I used to. Those are the things I worry about. That list, it's not really high on my list. Really, it's not. I can't eat it. I can't drink it. It don't pay for shit around here. And I know a lot of people are bitter about it, but that's because they don't have a life. I got a good life. And I'm sorry that what happened to those people back when we were probably all 3, 4, 5 years old. I don't even know how old those kids were. I have no idea because I don't even know when none of that shit even happened. Maybe we were all teenagers. I don't know. But you can't go back in the past and change it. But what you can do is realize the power you have now to make sure it never happens again. That's a power you have. The power to change it, that's long gone, man. That's gone. That's gone. But the power to make sure that shit never happens again, that's something you got to embrace. And you got to figure out, how can I ensure that this never happens again to none of these people that it happened to, nor any other people that I'm going to keep an eye on this motherfucker, everybody on the list. Now you have a trail on you at all times. I know when you go on vacation, who's hanging out with you on vacation, because I got eyes on your ass at all times because you screwed up big time. And you're going to make it right with everybody whose life you screwed up. If they're still alive, guess what? You're going to make it right with them. Because you sitting in jail really don't help that much. And I used to always say, I think jail sometimes could be a waste. Jail should be for hardened criminals. Let's say if I did something to somebody and I could pay them back. I can't pay them back if I'm in jail, but I could pay them back if I'm working. So just take some of my money. If I'm working, I'm getting a paycheck, take some of my money. Pay them. So for the rest of my life, $100 out of every check is going to go to that family for the rest of my life, for eternity. I think they'd rather have that than me sitting in jail. Because me sitting in jail, one day I'm going to get out. They still going to be broke. They're going to be like, man, we could have been getting money from him the whole time, but he was in jail the whole time. Yeah. So there's other ways to do this shit. And if we don't start changing our ways, the way we do things, we end up in the same hole. I think at some point in my life, I just stopped giving a shit about being mad at people. I just don't care enough to be mad. And I know even women I used to date all the time say, Jeff, you just don't care. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I really don't. I really don't. Because I've been through a lot of shit in my life and I know what I can go through. I know what I can take. I know what I want to go through. I just don't care. So if you, well, I'm mad. I don't care. Be happy. Find a way to be happy. I don't know what to tell you. Well, because you can be mad about it for eternity. I can say something different if that'll make you feel better. But the fact that I might say it just to make you feel better really don't even make you feel better. So at this point, I just don't even care. Get over it. Don't know what to tell you. And you just move on like that. And you grow up and you mature as a person and you start doing beneficial things. You start planting trees. You start rescuing dogs. You start helping neighbors out. Like I watch my neighbor's cats and shit when she go out of town. I gotta go over there, feed the cats, make sure they got water. I do shit with my life to make sure I help other people out. That's all I can really do. I can't give a shit about how nobody feels. I can't. But I can do what I can do to make sure everybody around me has an easier life. My neighbor's next door. I know sometimes he works too hard. He can't get his trash cans in. So after the trash is all out, sometimes I'll pull their trash cans out. So, because he works hard too. And I'm pulling my trash cans out. So I just pull their trash cans out. When the trash is done, I pull everybody's trash cans back. I take Barb's back in. I take Billy's back in sometimes. I pull his trash can back in. I don't give a fuck how nobody feels. I could care less how you feel. Our street looks nice because I take everybody's trash cans back in. So you hit the corner, everybody's trash cans are back at their house. The street's nice and open. If trash falls out and it's on the ground, I pick that up and throw it in people's trash because I don't want that shit all in my street, making my street look bad. So I don't really care how nobody feels. I already got a vision on how I want to live and how I want to be. There's a lot of shit out there that has nothing to do with me. And I don't make it do with me. So the whole list thing, I think it's a power play. I think it's a smart play if they really do have a list, which I think they do. I mean, they got a flight list. They got videotape of who's on that island. They got surveillance footage of who's on that island. They're not completely just oblivious like on the moon somewhere. But they're using that information for some reason. None of us know why. The Democrats had it. They never released it. Trump's got it. He's not releasing it because I think they want to vet it and go through it to make sure the Democrats didn't pull another Steele dossier move on us. But it doesn't really deal with me. So you don't see me go back and forth arguing with people about it. Fucking Liz. Yeah, you're a hater. You're a fucker. You're this. Yeah. I don't really, bro. I bought a whole fucking pack of Klondike bars today. And I bought some pralines and pecans fucking ice cream, like a half gallon of that shit. And I'm about to bake me some cookies because I got to do some car work tomorrow. So I'm not driving tonight. So I'm going to bake some cookies. Guess where Epstein's list falls in my whole little plan? It don't. It really don't. None of that shit. It has nothing to do with Epstein's list. So I'm not going to sit here and argue with people all night about, well, Trump should, this should, they should. Yeah, I hate you. You're a supporter. You're not a supporter. You're this. I don't give a fuck. I'm a cookie baker. I'm an ice cream eater. That's what I am tonight. You can sit and play with the Epstein list all you fucking want. It won't make any difference in nothing you do. It won't make any difference in anything you do tonight. Name one thing different it's going to do whether or not you feel better about saying whether or not it should be released or not. It's not. You're going to go to sleep mad probably. I'm going to go to sleep knowing I'm going to wake up with fresh baked cookies ready for breakfast. Because I'll eat my sausage biscuits. I have fresh baked cookies sitting there. I got ice cream I bought already. If I don't feel like doing that, just eat another Klondike bar. My day is already planned out. And it ain't got shit to do with the Epstein list. Nothing to do with it. I'm just one of them guys, man. I'm one of them guys. I know what exists. I'm not going to beat a dead horse dealing with people every day, dealing with that shit. It's not my deal, not my problem. I got other things I want to do. This little critter right here, he actually learned how to sit over the last 2 days. I kept training his ass over and over. He sat 3 times today. When I told him to sit, he sat his ass down. The moment I said sit, he sat. So while everybody else is fucking arguing about the Epstein list, I taught a dog that I found on the bus stop how to sit. He can fucking sit. To me, that's important because when he's getting hyper and he's dicking around too much, and I say, hey, sit. He fucking sits. And I'm like, dude, it's the best, way better than the Epstein list. Way better than the Epstein list. Is getting this dog to stop biting my finger or stop jumping on me and actually sit. It's like, there you go. He said, gotta go get me some cookies now. Exactly. I gotta go get me some cookies now. But see, and I'm just, like I said, I just keep it real, man. I keep it real. I'm a real person. I'm not an internet dude. I don't sit all day, trying to argue and fight about shit on the internet. Man, I got a real life. I have a real life. He said, can you cut this clip and post it? I got some friends that really need to watch this shit, bro. For real, man, because I got a real life, man. I wake up this morning. I woke up. I had 3 out of 4 palm trees clipped. I didn't want the 4th one clipped because I need shade over the pool. So I said, just leave that one. Don't even touch it. So they clipped it like real shit. And it's a local guy. So I helped him with his business out. So I'm like, cool. I worked on some cars, made some money, gave it to him. So it's like we transferring money. Somebody gave me the money and I turned around and gave it to him, keeping the money in the community. I'm not even worried about the Epstein list. That was the last fucking thing on my mind this morning. Getting shit done. That's all I want to do every day. If they can figure out what to do with that list, more power to them. If they can use it for more good than evil, more power to them. Does it affect my day? Not really. And that's not me being mean. That's just me being real. I cannot go to the gas station and say, hey, man, can I get 4 on 5? And hey, I think the Epstein list real. Oh shit, you think it's real? Bro, you get 25 cents a gallon off. Hey, bro thinks the Epstein list is real. Give him 25 cents a gallon off. I don't get that shit. They don't do that for me. I'm like, hey man, I think the Epstein list is real. Say, for real? Yeah. All right, cool. Next. That's what I'll get. Nobody give a fuck about the Epstein list in real life. Only on the internet. So once you get off the internet and you're doing like real life shit, and as when I get on the internet, sometimes I just stay real. I just keep it real. I don't get on the internet and all of a sudden think, oh, I'm super moral police. If you don't support Diddy, if you support Diddy, if you don't support Trump, if you support, I don't give a shit really, wait, left or right. Like I even say in my videos, I think Diddy's gonna get off. But if he don't, so fuck that gotta do with me. It don't. He could serve the next 10 years and I'm just wrong. That's all. It don't mean, damn, Diddy got to serve next. Yeah, Jeff, you said he was getting out immediately. So that means you got to go to jail with him. No, it don't. It just means I was wrong. So what? Go give me some cookies. It's like simple shit. And I think a lot of people they lose that sense of reality because they get so sucked into the world's narratives. And when you get sucked into a narrative, it's almost like a whirlpool. And you got to come out and you got to say, you know what? I'm not getting sucked into this shit. It has nothing to do with me. I'm getting out of the whirlpool. That's pretty much how everything is. I will make videos and I'll be in conversations and I'll talk about stuff, but I don't allow myself to get sucked into it. I keep my head above water so I can actually keep getting air. Because the moment you go into water and you don't see what's above you, you stuck. You fucking stuck. You got to come up for water, for air every once in a while. Say, Uber paying okay for a while, but they stopped within the last hour. I'm waiting on my personal to Sun City, then headed home. Man. Yeah, I did my 3 rides a day, man. That was it. I did 3 rides for 300. Done. That's it. I said, nope, I'm not. And I was going to go out and do some Uber and Lyft rides, but I was like, nah, it's just, I don't feel like dealing with them today. Some days I just don't feel like dealing with them. They'll be just, it's too many. And this is the thing about Uber and Lyft, what a lot of people don't realize. And I'll say this like this. I lived in Vegas for 15 years. I work casino mainly. I know what it feels like for me to get to work 8 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning, I get to work and I'm walking through the casino and there's people sitting at these slot machines that look and smell like they've been there since the day before. They ding, 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 hitting the fucking button. Ding, 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 hitting the button. Ding, ding, ding. I'm like, motherfucker, how long you been here? Motherfucker, hair all wild and shit, cigarettes, they just like ding, 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 ding. That's Uber and Lyft. That's Uber and Lyft. People got these fucking phones open. And the whole time they bling, 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 bling. That's all they doing the whole time. And I'm sitting there like, it's casino method, man. That's it. It sounds and it's got money on the screen. It's just like a slot machine. Sounds, money on the screen. You could win something. You could gain something. You might get a tip. This might be a banger. You might get a surge. It's casino marketing. And I'm sitting there like, so what I do is I don't turn my app on every day. So I don't go to the casino every day. Someday I'd rather just do my private rides, do some work on some cars or whatever. I shipped a few t-shirts. I always find something else to do other than walk into the casino. This is a handheld casino. When you open it, you are now in the casino now. Bling, 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 bling. And it gets on your fucking nerves after a while. Because if you hear a whole bunch of gling, 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 and you ain't hit jackpot yet, now you mad. Man, I've been fucking, man, they don't send me like 30 fucking rides and ain't none of these. You mad. You're getting mad now. You're working up because you ain't hitting the jackpot. You ain't even getting a little payout, man. I ain't getting no fucking payout, man. This shit sucks, man. What the fuck? I'm just going to take the day off. Oh, hell. Okay, cool. This is a good one, right? Extra comfort. All right. $15, 5 miles. All right. That's how they keep your ass in the casino. So you go 5 miles on the road. And you start playing a machine again. Gling, 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 gling. Man, fuck this shit. I'm just go home. You end up with $15 for the day. That's it. 50. You did one ride, declined 32, $15 on the day. That's the casino payout for the day. Friday, Saturday come, you start playing a little harder. Now you're like, it's almost like being in a slot machine tournament. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a slot machine tournament. That's where you keep hitting the button. You keep hitting the button like this. That's what it's like on the apps. They just keep sending you rides and you like, decline, decline, decline. Because you know a banger is coming because it's Friday, Saturday. You waiting on surge to hit, Ooh, got one. All right, $8 surge, $10, $18, 6 miles. All right, bet. Slot tournament. Every weekend a slot tournament. So many weeks. Like, if you look at my app, I'm going to see, like, what did I do so far this week? I'm going to show you what I did so far this week. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh, this is this week. So this week so far, I'm still at $0. All right, let's go to last week. Last week, I was at 176 last week because I only drove I did $42 one day, $20 one day. I think that was a $20 tip. 42.72. That's it. So I don't really drive. The week before that was 308. Same thing, 4 days. Those are probably all black SUV. Yeah, it had to be black SUV because it says $105 an hour. So it had to be black SUV. I probably wasn't taking nothing but black SUV that week at $105 an hour. Yeah. The week before that was $48 an hour, and it was $232. So the most I'm gonna make on these apps every week, it's about $300. I make that shit in one day doing private. Like today, I made $300 doing private rides. I can make that shit in one day. Take me all week to make that on the apps because I don't take no shit rides. I don't play the casino game. So when I sit there and I'm working, if I'm doing my garage work and I'm doing my mechanic work and I'm doing my shirt work, I can make $600-700 in a day and not even drive on the apps at all. Not even at all, period. So I tell people, if you want to sit and play this casino game with these apps, you want to risk your sanity. Risk your sanity driving Uber and Lyft. I made about $5 last week on Uber. I made $4.40 part-time on my AC. Exactly. It was a $5 tip. That was all you got last week. $5, that's it. What up, Don? What's good? And that's what I tell folks, man. These apps, they're wrecking people's sanity. And even the riders are saying that. There's a video out showing people being upset because they couldn't get a ride leaving a football game the other day. It was either a football game or a basketball, something. I don't remember what it was. I got to find. But the people were pissed off. This is, bro, I made zero on living the last 6 weeks. Man, Uber, that's how my Uber is. I don't think I did shit on Uber in a long time. But the actual app was saying, the people were using the app saying, we're getting tired of waiting. We're getting tired of being declined. We're getting tired of this and that. Crazy. All right, so this is my Uber this week. $0 Uber. Last week, $0. The week before that, $0. The week before that, $0. The week before that, $16.46. So I made $16.46 the week of June the 16th to June the 23rd. I did one trip. That was it. One trip. So they gave me one trip, but I got a $3 tip, but they gave me a $2.02 other earning, whatever that is. I guess they had to make it they gave me $2.02. So the $16.46 was, I had a surge plus a $3 tip on a really short trip. And because I just had the app turned on and I was like, oh shit, I'm in a surge zone, and a ride popped up. So I just took it. But normally it says I was online for 46 minutes and 48 seconds. So I must have had it on Uber Pet. I must have had it turned on Uber Pet, because for 46 minutes and only did one trip, and 46 minutes, one trip for $16. That's Uber. Oh yeah, talking about the Philly drivers. Yeah, drivers keep canceling to build up surge. Good on them. Uber created their own problem. Yep, that was it. It was Philly. That was it, Mark. And I'm glad, because the guy said that. He says these rides aren't worth nothing, so we're waiting until the price is right. He said something like that. And I'm like, I'm glad they doing it. But see, me, you know me, I'm not even waiting on surge. If it's right there and it says $18, and I'm thinking this ride's probably a good 60, I'll cruise over and say, hey man, actually, they're saying 18. I'll do this ride for 60. We paid 53. Well, consider it a $7 tip. I'll do it for $60. We'll do it, and you will get out of here, man. But that's exactly what they were doing. They were sitting there waiting to build up the surge, which is what they should be doing. They need to be doing that at the airport. because it irritates me at the airport that there's no surge whatsoever because they won't do exactly what you're talking about. If they just kept canceling rides, cancel, keep these rides, because the rider's even saying the next time I go try to get the ride, it's more expensive. Damn straight. Hell yeah, it should be more expensive because the demand is building up. You keep getting declined, the demand is building up. So you got a choice. Get you a private driver to say, hey, can you take us to the game and come pick us up? That's what private drivers do. Or deal with these old sketchy ass prices. People need to do it. People need to do it, man. I'm glad drivers are out there. They're waking up and not just taking that pigeon shit. They're not sitting there saying, oh man, $5, and they take the ride. Why you complaining about the $5 ride? Just cancel it. Decline it. Wait till the ride go from 5 to 10. It'll get there. Like I said, just keep declining that shit. It'll get there. They'll send you a banger in a minute. You might have to decline like 30 of them, but you're going to get there. It lip sucks ass. Says, bro, we're doing that shit in New Hampshire. Some of these drivers finally figuring it out. More conversions too. Man, good. Because that's the thing, man. It's like, we're the independent contractors, and we need to talk more to the riders to let riders know this is why we do what we do. When Uber and Lyft take the money from the rider, they extract it out of the community. Whenever a rider pays for a ride, that money goes to Uber and Lyft instantly. It leaves our community. When they pay $60, it goes to Uber and Lyft. It's $60 out of our community. When they say, okay, put money back, they send $15 back for the driver. So when you take $60 out of a community and you put back 15, you're putting the community in deficit over and over and over again. That's why riders need to have private drivers. Because if a community is worth, let's say $1 million, if a community is worth $1 million because everybody's got $1 million aggregate money on them right now, and everybody gets an Uber ride right now at this exact moment, everybody gets an Uber ride. Uber's going to take out $650,000 and they're going to return like 15, like 150. So therefore, you had $1 million community. They took out 650,000, leaving you at 350,000. Then they're going to send back 150. So now you're at a $500,000 community that quick. You lost half your value. You went from $1 million community, gave all your money to apps outside of the community, and they only send back 150,000. This is why if you keep that millionaire community and you say, you know what? We need to order $650,000 worth of rides. Well, we need to pay private drivers this money. You pay private drivers that money, that the private drivers live in your community. Guess how much your community is worth? $1 million, because that money never left your community. You still got $1 million community. All you did was take it out of your hand, put it in your driver's hands. What the driver's going to do? He's going to go to the restaurant tonight, put it back in your hand. He's going to go to the laundromat, put it back in your hand. He's going to go to the shoe store, put it back in your hand. This is how money stays in a community. When you start giving that money away through an app, it's robbery. It's digital robbery. They're just robbing us. Hey, you need a ride? Yeah, I need a ride. Give us $50. You give them $50. Guess what? They're going to get a driver 15. So basically, you just lost $35 out of the community. You gave $35 away out of the community now. You could have just said, you know what? Instead of giving this $50 to the Uber, I'm going to give you 40. How about $40? Cool. $40 work because he's going to get 15 anyways. That money still stays in the community. And if more riders out there understood economics, just local economics, microeconomics, they stop using Uber and Lyft. They would really start saying, hey, you know what? If I get this ride on Uber, if I cancel this Uber, whatever, is there a way that I could just pay you directly if I cancel this ride? Oh, yeah, you could pay me. How much you getting? 18. Oh, damn, I paid 42. If I give you 35, that's cool. Yeah, you can give me 35. Like, shit. Oh, thank you, Mark. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. I don't have a ton of money, but I can spend a few on you, bro. Thank you, my man. Appreciate you tipping the host, man. Appreciate that. But and that's the thing, Mark, man. I really hope that people are listening to this channel and really starting to think about their worth and their value. And there's other channels out there, man. I don't even comment on other rideshare channels no more. It's just like a pigeon fest out there. Every once in a while, I'll see a video of somebody talking about potentially converting, but they're so scared to get beat up by people on the channel. You can't do that. You ain't got commercial insurance. You can't do that. They ain't gotta say shit to me. I'm like, if you ain't paying for my bills around here, I'm not taking your advice. I could care less about scare tactics. Motherfuckers told me if I didn't wear a mask, I was going to die of COVID. I heard that shit for like 2-3 years straight. If you don't wear a mask, you're going to die of COVID. If you don't get a vaccine, you're going to die of COVID. I don't listen to everybody. I mean, that's a bunch of scare tactics. Is it? I got college kids paying me $50 for 15-minute rides at 1 a.m. Hell yeah. That's how you do it, bro. That's how you do it, man. Yeah, Zay, you're not paying my bills. And that's what it is, Don, man. I tell them all the time, man. If they not out here trying to help us, if they not trying to help us keep money in our community, keep our bills paid and everything like that, I don't listen to them. It's a bunch of drivers just bouncing around channels and shit. You can't be doing that. You shouldn't do that unless you got a permit. You need insurance. You need this, a business license. You need all this, or you just need to leave it on the app. I'd be like, you just need to shut the fuck up. It's like, you ain't paying a bill around here. You typed all that shit for nothing. Like, I'm really going to take your advice. You don't know shit about me. How you going to tell me? Yeah, motherfucker, you don't need to be doing none of that shit. You don't need to be typing none of that, motherfucker. I ain't listening to your ass. You ain't paying shit around here. You just typed all that for nothing. You doing finger exercises, motherfucker. You don't need to be doing this. You don't need to be doing. You don't got no commercial insurance. You ain't got no permits. You ain't got no business license. You need to keep that shit. I was like, how your fingers feel? The motherfucker strong as hell. You been working out the motherfucker. Like, shit. I ain't listening to that shit. I got bills to pay. I was like, you stupid. Hey, it's real shit, man. Real shit. These motherfuckers doing finger exercises on my channel. I need to change my channel to Mic Drop Workout. Because these motherfuckers be on my channel like, yeah, motherfucker, all y'all stupid motherfuckers. Y'all gonna end up losing your house and losing all your money. You're gonna lose your car. You're gonna lose your dogs. Welcome to the Mic Drop Workout, where you could type off your motherfucking fingers and we don't give a fuck what you type. But when you leave, you're going to be sweating. You're like, God damn it. Whew, shit, motherfucker. I'm going to tell you something about this commercial insurance. Who you got to go through Progressive. You got to go through motherfucking Allstate. You motherfuckers are stupid over there. Yeah, all right. Welcome to the Mic Drop Barbecue Workout. If you want to talk shit about commercial, you want to talk shit about private rides, this is the place. I can't stand all you motherfuckers out there. Y'all need to keep that shit on the apps. He said, all those channels are pigeon fest. I got 2 NH drivers joining me doing stuff now. Even asked me for referrals for insurance and LLCs. We need to get it back. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. That's what it is. Get them out there, man. Get them out there. Say be pigeons as well. Tell you, man, you got to do it. You got to do it, man. If you're going to get some drivers out there to help you out, that's the best thing. Because that means whenever you're double booked, like I was this close to being double booked. But but one of my guys was like, actually, I'm leaving later. He took a later flight because I had 2 flights almost at the exact same time in the morning. And I was like, well, I could always just get another driver. He says, you know what? Let me call you back. Because I was like, okay, because I was going to just find somebody else. I was going to say yes, but I was going to have somebody else take him. He called me, hey, you know what? I'm not going to have to leave till like 8:30. I'm like, all right, perfect. That'll work for me, man. That gave me a whole 2 hours. I was like, cool, because one I had to pick up at 6:30. I had to pick him up at 8:30. So I had a 2 hour span. First it was 6:30 and 7. And I'm like, if I pick up one at 6:30, by the time I'm dropping her off at the airport, it'll be about 7. And I'm supposed to be picking him up at 7, but he's about 30 minutes from the airport. I'm like, this shit ain't going to work. But he was like, oh, 8:30. I was like, oh, shit, perfect time, man. It's easy. So it's like, you have people on your team, man. Have people on your team. You operate the test from home, and that's your job. Oh, exactly. And that's what they trying to do, man. They're trying to get it to where people can have them Teslas, man. And he's working on it right now. Elon's working on it. They're using cameras and not LiDAR. And I think that's what the difference is. He's trying to use camera systems and not LiDAR, and that's going to be a little bit harder. Just a little bit. So I had a wedding, pay me $1,000, drive their guests around, $1,000 minivan, and guess what? Doesn't have commercial insurance on it. Uh-oh, Mark, guess what? You said it don't have commercial. Let me tell you something, motherfucker. I'm finna work my fingers out. You need to have commercial insurance, goddammit. Your ass need to go to Allstate. You need to go to Progressive. You need to go get some rideshare insurance, some motherfucking cattle insurance, some dog insurance. You gonna have these motherfuckers like this tomorrow. Dude gonna be like, man, my fingers look like Popeye. They strong as hell, man. What happened? Mark, he was driving people around. We went off. It's like, hell yeah. Blessed week about trade school. Oh yeah, hell yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up right there, man. Shit, get them bills out. That's it. Tell you, motherfucker, Mark's like, hey, I got my grand, goddammit. I went out and got my grand. That's it. And see, that's what it is, man. If you can go out there and you can get private clients and you can do whatever you do, if you can drive, I ain't worried about you. The main people out here who are complaining are these pigeons that one day I want to record myself driving to show these pigeons exactly how I drive. I guarantee they'll be like, it ain't no way in hell you gonna wreck driving like that, because there's ways I drive. And I even made a video about how I drive. I kind of talked about it, but I didn't really like show what I was doing. If I showed people how I actually drove this truck, there's like, bro, it's like no way in hell you gonna wreck that truck. I don't tailgate. I don't drive next to nobody. If it's a car sitting next to me, either I'm dropping back or I'm going forward. Because the thing is, if you driving with somebody next to you, they hit a pothole or anything else, bam, they're going to smack into your car. And it's not their fault. It could be a pothole. So people out here got to learn how to drive your car. I cannot stand driving down the street and somebody will speed up and sit right in my blind spot. Or they'll speed up and sit right next to me. I'm like, let one of my fucking wheels pop off. When my wheel pop off, I'm going to smash into your car. And you'll be sitting there like, why you hit me? Because I had nowhere else to go. If your ass wasn't sitting next to me, I would have hit the curb. Get out the way. You got to pull up. Stagger traffic. Do not be riding next to nobody. Don't ride in blind spots. Don't tailgate nobody. And the reason why I don't tailgate people is because people don't pay attention. They digging around with their phones. They come up and they at their turn. They're right at their turn. They will just slam on brakes. They don't even look in their rear view mirror and see a car right there. They'll slam on their brakes trying to make that turn. Instead of looking in the rear view mirror and say, you know what? I'm not going to slam on my brakes. I'm going to go up to the next intersection and I'm going to turn and just loop back around. Because that's what I do. If I'm driving and I'm like, oh shit, this was my turn, I keep going. Because I can always come back. Motherfucker, this ain't the last time I'm going to see this corner. I can just go down the street. I could U-turn or I could just make a right and end up on the other side. I never slam on my brakes. If you ever catch me slamming on my brakes, a dog ran out in the street. That's about it. But turns, y'all even see my videos. Motherfuckers be sending me rides and shit. Be like, bling, bling, $60 ride behind me. Like, nope, I'm not U-turning. Boop, cancel. I do that shit all the time. Because why am I going to U-turn and risk wrecking this damn truck? That's only like 50, 60 bucks. This is $23,000 I owe on it. I'm not going to wreck this $23,000 truck that I got left to pay for 60 bucks. Nah, hell no. So what I do? Just keep going. Like shit. If I accept it, they're going to have to wait. And the way Lyft be playing, if you accept the ride and you don't start heading to their direction because you can't find nowhere to turn around or whatever, they'll just decline it. They'll just cancel it for you. Just keep going. Because that's happened to me before. I'm like, I'll pick up a ride. I'm like, all right, when I get up here, I just U-turn. When I get up here, it'll go, boom. It'll just drop. I'm like, whatever. I'll just keep driving. Like, shit, easy on me then. Easy on me. Oh, yeah. See, Mark, there you go right there. Operating commercial trucks since 2002. No tickets, accidents since 2004. Haul liquid hazmat tanks last 10 years. Petrochemicals, I'll be all right. Because you know how to drive. That's why your ass ain't worried. But you got people out there that cannot drive, man. I'm telling you, they be on channel. You don't understand what's going to happen. No, it's called defensive driving. If you drove hazmat tankers, I guarantee you have defensive driving. You could predict who's going to turn corners. You could predict who's going to switch lanes. You could predict who's going to brake check. Because when you're a driver like that, driving something like that, you have to drive every car around you, not just yours. You're driving like, well, that car up there keep brake checking people, so I don't want to be around that car. This lady, she's apparently looking at where to turn because she done slowed down to the last two intersections. She's looking for somewhere to go. So you start paying attention to what everybody's doing around you. Okay, this car, there's two cars behind me. He's trying to get through because he keeps trying to do this and do this, do this, do this. So let me back up some, let him get around me. So I just ease up a little bit. He shoots around a gap, and that's another car you ain't got to worry about no more because now he's finally through traffic. Cool. You got to drive every car around you, man. When you're a defensive driver, a lot of these drivers, they don't get it. They don't get it. They sit in their car, they tailgate, they ride in the curb lane all day. And people be in the curb lane going more than the speed limit. So I'm like, you're in the right lane. You're riding along the curb, like along the gutter, and you're going like fucking 50 miles an hour. There's parking lots coming out. There's driveways coming out. And there's people on their phones looking at navigation as they're pulling out the driveway. By the time they raise their head up out of navigation, half their car is sticking in the fucking lane now. That's why I don't ride in curb. I've seen it happen too many times. I've seen people slam on brakes, go, oh shit, because they're texting or they're looking at navigation and they're trying to pull out of a parking lot. And by the time they hold their head up, the whole front end of their car is already in the damn street. Never ride in curb lane. People asking for it riding. If you move a lane over, now you give all these people time to fuck up. They got all the time in the world. You could be halfway in the lane. I'm clear over here. I don't care where you at. But if I'm in a curb lane, there's not a lot of room for error, because from the curb to my car is only maybe about 12 to 14 inches. That's it. So I got 12 to 14 inches of you coming out of a parking lot to me driving this way. 12 to 14 inches is not a lot of space. So what I do is I move a whole lane over. Instead of being this close to you, I move all the way to the left lane. So now I got the whole right lane. You can fuck around, do all you want to do. I got a whole like 7 feet. It went from a 14-inch zone all the way to a 7-foot zone now. So you can pull out and be like, oh shit. And I'm still driving like nothing. But if I'm over here, if you come out, you got 14 inches. If you come out 15, oh shit, I just clipped your car. If I'd have just moved over to the next lane where ain't no cars at, that's a whole 7 feet. And people don't even think like that, man. They just out here driving around just like, I'm gonna be in the curb lane, speed. I'm like, bro, your passenger side of your car is only 14 inches from the curb. I'm not going to hit the curb. No, you ain't going to hit the curb, but there's people coming out of parking lots, coming out of Domino's Pizza, and as soon as they pull out, they might not look up till too late, or they might just hit the brakes too late. You only got like 14 inches of like error. That's not a lot of error space, man. That's way too close for me. You scoot that shit over. If I'm your passenger, get out of curb lane, move over to the left lane so I can at least feel comfortable, so you don't clip somebody on my side and I end up getting hit. Like, nah, move this car over, man. Because we've been driving too long. We've been driving way too long. And we've seen so many accidents of people just doing dumb shit. And to be a professional driver, somebody who's getting paid for this, somebody who actually has to care for the lives and the souls that we got in our car, getting them to and from. When I get on the highway, I see people like, here's the entrance lane to the highway. So you got the ramp, the entry ramp. But on the highway, you've got the lane. You've got the lane like this, and it enters, and now you're both in the same lane now. So you got the entry ramp lane that comes right up into the lane that's already on the highway. But then you have 3 other lanes over here. Why do cars ride in the lane that the entry lane has to merge into? This shit don't make no sense to me. Because when you're coming up the entry ramp, you should be building up your speed so that lane is wide open so you can hit it, and now you can keep up with traffic, and now you can move over to the left to get in traffic now. But people will sit and ride in that lane, and now everybody's slamming on brakes and shit like skirt, 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 skirt. And now traffic is backing up down the highway because the idiot with 3 whole lanes over here decided to just stay in this lane instead of just moving over so this car could just come in. I'll be sitting there like, these people act like they never drove on the highway before. Like, you don't understand how highway traffic works. The people on entry lane have to generate speed to get on the highway to keep up with us. Why are you in that lane right there? Get over so when they generate speed, they can already be on the highway and go. So a lot of times when I get on the highway, y'all know me, shit, I'm like 90 miles an hour. I'm passing motherfuckers like, because I don't wait. I don't play around. Some people get on the highway going 45, 50. And everybody else on the highway going 65, 70. I'm like, you never gonna merge. People gonna slam on brakes. I'm on the highway. I pick my spot before I even get on the highway. I'm coming up the ramp. If I'm first in line, I'm like, I'm gonna end up behind that car. Punch it. That motherfucker beamer drop. I'll be right behind that car. Skirt. I just duck right in traffic. Here I am right there. I'm right in traffic. People are like, where the hell does orange car just come from? Shit. I picked my spot when I was at the bottom of the ramp. I knew where I was going to end up, because if y'all going 75, all I got to do is go 90. It's like, I can keep up. Shit. I'm not going to go 45. Like, no, hell no. Man. This is my IQ dropped after long COVID last year, but I can still wheel a vehicle. When the long COVID nearly killed me last year, I was running a load of gas to Vermont. Still got the truck under control. Didn't hit anything after being passed out for 7 seconds. What? Dude, that's crazy, man. You passed out for 7 seconds at the wheel of a truck. Woke up, was like, oh shit. Yeah, that's scary right there, man. And see, that's why I don't drive next to 18 wheelers. I don't, man, because you don't know. A 18 wheeler is like, it's a building. It's a building on wheels. Your little car can't take that. So you got to give 18 wheelers a lot of space to operate, because you don't know what, like I said, somebody can have a health issue. They could like be drinking something and just be coughing for a second, and give 18 wheelers a lot of space. Don't, and the people be riding right next to 18 wheelers. I'm like, why are you riding next to a building on wheels? You waiting for that 18 wheeler to crush your ass in between his wall. Fly past the 18 wheeler, getting free space up there. The 18 wheeler can now, because it's a lot, they can maneuver, weave, brake, do whatever they want to do. They got a lot of space now. But these idiots will sit on the highway right next to an 18 wheeler, like looking up under the motherfucker driver. I'm like, pass the 18 wheeler, stop sitting next to it. Numbskull. The hell's wrong with these people, man? And they'll sit there. I'm like, me, 18 wheeler, I'm just like, I'll fly right past it. Like, dude, you can have the highway. I'm good. I'll get past the 18 wheeler. I'll be way up there in the rearview mirror. I'm not about to ride behind them, because 18 wheelers, the tires pop, the tread comes off. Guess where it's going to end up? Right up your hood, probably smash your windshield. So I'm not riding behind an 18 wheeler. So I'm like, I'll go around it. I'll sit in front of it. I'm not getting behind it. I'm not sitting next to it. Nope. But these idiots out here, man, even today, taking clients or whatever, all up and down the highway, people just doing dumb shit. I'm like, man, I wish I wasn't with this client, because I would floor it right now. I'd be cruising all slow and shit. Like, I know she'd be like, I know you probably speed. You might as well just hit this shit and go. Like, no, I'm cool. But man, yeah, well, oh shit, we at the 3-hour mark. Damn, I was a fast 3 hours, man. I was only gonna do a 1 hour live stream. But I'm glad you guys jumped on here for me, man. I appreciate the super chat, Mark. Thank you so much, man. My man, Jose, thank you, man. But what I'm going to end up doing, like I said, there's parts of this live stream that I do want to clip out. A lot of that PBD podcast, man, that alone is another video. That, because I did a video and his video was magnificent. I mean, I have nothing to say other than just accolades about that dude's video. He went so deep in the paint with this whole Diddy situation. Like I said, I scratched the surface. I really thought I was doing something. I made that video. I was all proud of myself. I said, man, that's a good ass video, man. I like that shit. A couple of days passed. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. A couple of people checking it out. Then I was like, wait a minute. What is this damn PBD video on Valuetainment? What does this say? Open that shit up. I was like, poof. He blew my video out the water. I was like, holy shit, I needed to see this first. Man, that video was amazing, but I might clip parts of that out and make a new video of that. But definitely, man, I appreciate you guys for rocking with me on this live stream. We cover a lot of topics, and hopefully, when you guys are driving around, chatting with clients, anything like that, just let them listen to it, because they might be like, you know what, man? I want you to be my private driver, man. You cool as hell, man. And this dude, y'all be listening. All right, bet. You my private driver now, man. Cool. Hey, here's my number. Hey, come pick me up tomorrow, man. You all right, bro. I like that. And that's what I hope to do with this channel, is to let some of these riders out here know it's cool. It's cool to talk to the driver. It's cool to say, hey, man, I go to work every day. I'm tired of getting declined on. Hey, if I just give you my number, can you just pick me up every day like 8 o'clock in the morning? I'll just slide you the money instead. It's cool. And that's what I want drivers and riders to do, is just to open that dialogue up, open it up, and start going, you know what? We can keep the money here in the community. We don't got to sit here and watch these people pillage us, taking money away from your W-2, barely putting money back into my pocket to even be a damn W-2. And the meanwhile, our community is going broke. Forget that. So just clip out the part about being kind to your neighbors and not worrying about Epstein. Oh, if I could find that, definitely I will, brother. I'm going to find that part right there. Because definitely, let me, well, I got a pen right here. All right, let me see that. Now, yeah, not worrying about Epstein. I'll have to write that down. Put not worry. That's my thing. Because, man, that's real shit, Mark, man. It's just, we got so much other stuff to worry about. And these people are going crazy. Oh, my God, they won't let the list go. I'm going to melt. I'm like, no, you won't. Just go, go take a bath or some shit, wash clothes, do some laundry. I don't know. You got to mop the floor. Take the dog for a walk. I'm going to melt if I don't get the list. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, one day it'll come out and one day it'll make sense. For now, do something else. And I'm glad Trump said what he said. These people are, they're what is that, weaklings, worried about this and there. But I'm like, yeah, we got to be stronger than that. We can't turn into some whiny ass Democrats wanting to burn Teslas and shit. I'm gonna burn a Tesla today. I can't believe Elon. We need the West. I'm like, dude, we cannot turn to Democrats right now. We got to stay strong. We cannot turn into Dems, man. That's what they do. They just break down. They completely shatter. I'm going to not vote for you ever again. It's like, okay. It's like, don't worry. We got enough of us to vote. We're good. We're good, man. But appreciate you guys. Hopefully, like I said, it's midnight right now. If you guys are out there driving, don't forget, try to get a couple of conversions out. Get you some business cards going. Man, chat with your people. Make sure they know it's okay. Hey, I could be your private driver if that's what you really need. If you're tired of getting declined on, you're tired of people canceling on you, and tell them about the game. Tell them about the game. Be like, hey, listen, sometimes people will accept you and they'll just sit in the parking lot and wait till you cancel and they'll get paid for that shit. What? Yeah, they do it all the time. They'll just accept your ride and you'll get tired of waiting until you'll cancel. They'll get money for it and they'll just do the next rider just like that. Let me be your private driver. You ain't got to worry about nothing like that. Tell them about how the game really works, man. All right, Mark, appreciate you, brother. Thank you, my man. All right, you two, Abby and Jose, y'all be easy. All right, my man. Hey, be out there. Where Young Boy at? Young Boy is in there too. First draft, be easy out there, brother. Dom, my brother Dom out there doing it big. Dom always my man, Derek. All right, my man. So I tell y'all what, I'm gonna end up getting out of here. It's past the 3-hour mark right now. So I'm gonna probably work on this video. I'm about to go swimming right now. It's 12 o'clock at night and it is hot outside. Well, it's 85. So I'll probably go in here, grab me something to eat, swim for a little bit, work on some videos. Hey, I got to do some work early morning, man. But much love, much respect to all you guys out there. Stay safe. You too, Abby. Hey, keep getting them clients out there in Western Arizona. Keep getting them clients. I'm telling you, you work and you work. And I see how you doing out there. You keep working them, keep working them. You the only one. You the only 300 out there right now. So you all we got. You fighting on your own out there, but you holding it down solid. You be getting them $35 tips, $75 tips. Be like, damn. Because it's just you. You out there, you have no competition. Everybody loves Abby. That's what you get a shirt that says everybody loves Abby. They be like, who's Abby? Me, motherfucker. You gonna love me when you ride with me. Everybody loves Abby. Who's Abby? Me. Ride with me, damn it. You're gonna love me too. Oh, thank you, Abby. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We gotta work on that everybody loves Abby shirt. We gotta work. We gonna work on that shirt. I think that everybody loves Abby's gonna be like our 2025 shit. Everybody loves Abby. Who's Abby? Me. Man. But thank you guys for the super chats. I appreciate that. Like I said, it really helps the channel out. It helps YouTube even see us. So YouTube says, hey man, if you guys are out there really supporting this channel, we're gonna keep pushing it out there. We back, baby. The 300 is always going to be out here doing it how we do, man. So y'all be safe out there. Get that money. Team replay. If you're going to watch from the beginning, the PBD part is very, very good. Be ready to see some Diddy shit. That was a good segment right there. But I'm going to work on this other part of the video. I'll check you guys later on.